Hello, everyone. I think we did this okay. The sync looked good. The sound sounded good. Just got the two front microphones on. Yes, they're called microphones. Because it's just me and my buddy, Brad Ellis, ending the year, the final community showcase of 2021. We did it. Hey, everybody. Woo!
Woo! Woo!
It's a lot of setup, but then when we get going, it's just
settle
chill
in,
times.
yeah.
It's just chill times. It's December 2021. I'm Brandon Jones. This is Brad Ellis. We are Easy Allies. This is the community showcase. It is our $10 and above tier on patreon.com/easyallies. The wonderful thing about our Patreon is that, of course, whatever tier you get all of those goals underneath that. So people at the 10 tier, get the 5 and the 1 goals and the 7 and everything. But then everyone above that can join up in the community showcase. We do it once a month at the beginning. The post goes up at the end of the month. And everybody just throws a bunch of comments, a bunch of hot opinions. Can I quote you from before the showcase?
Yes.
On what you said the showcase was?
Yes.
You're like, I just basically get to show up at the showcase and everybody tells me that they don't like the games I like.
Yeah, that's true. True.
And it's fine. I think the last time Ben was on, I was like, Ben, I would just like you to know that this game, and this game are heavily criticized.
Yeah.
And this episode, he's like, all right, I'm prepped. But we not only have community members with super hot opinions, they have been taking some photographs. Oh no, there's a website I gotta key up.
Yeah.
We will get that going. TheHallOfGreats.com. We will go visit. You can go visit it right now in preparation for that segment. Photographs, screenshots, videos, music, just updates on what they've been doing in their lives, games that they have been developing, songs they have been writing, stories that they want to tell. It's a very chill time. It'll probably take us between 2 and 3 hours. Mm-hmm. And it starts right now. If you want to, again, be a part of this, the post goes up at the end of the month. Again, it's too late for December. But if you want to kick off the new year, being a patron of Easy Allies, it may be a different tier or signing up for the first time. You can join us and then keep an eye out for that post at that tier. That's the thing. There's a whole other, here on Twitch or here on YouTube, there's a whole other universe of Easy Allies that happens on Patreon. Some of these people have been since the old community comments days. They've been around for a while. Kicking it off with James Davey. Hi, Brandon and Brad. So we're going to do comments first, and we'll get to all the multimedias later. One of the most beautiful things about video games is appreciating ones that you aren't able to.
Yeah.
Amen to that. For instance, I think gamers who love Dark Souls and Souls-like have perseverance, and I wish I could possess the patience and diligence necessary to enjoy them myself. That's how I felt about Sekiro. I felt like we all went to like Greece or something, and there was some awesome view on some peak, and I just couldn't make it. Like we were hiking up, and I was like, guys, I twisted my ankle. I don't know. And then at dinner, they came down, and they were like, John, they showed me pictures, and I'm like,
this is awesome.
It looks so beautiful. In the time since I played Sekiro, I've seen boss fights that have melted my face off. That I was just like, holy, I can't even believe what I'm looking at. And I'm seeing some stuff from
Elden Ring.
So terrifying. So fun to see like a 8-story thing that's 200 yards away, and then all of a sudden it's right in front of you. It's just like,
yeah.
Good times. Go fight a big bull. The same goes for roguelikes, such as Hades and Returnal. I really dig the artistry of both and what they like to do to stand out, even though I can't get stuck in like many other gamers can. Hades, I was happy to stop playing. That game is definitely difficult, but I was like, I understand it. I'm good. This is why I think someone like Brad has admirable qualities of a gamer. Brad is probably the most focused, unbothered, and headstrong gamer I have seen anywhere. I've always appreciated his forthrightness, and when he speaks, he sounds like he has complete conviction in what he is saying. A certain game has been consuming my mind since it came out in October. Oh, I think we're moving on. Anything to...
Oh, thanks, I guess, yeah. I would say Jones because we grew up playing games from the 80s. Right. Those NES games. Those games were not easy.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like they've trained us to be patient.
I remember Easy Livin', the second one, I played the Goonies 2 on the NES. And I told Bloodworth beforehand because he was like, it was like 3 in the morning. And I'm like, thanks, Blood. I appreciate you staying up with me. And I was like, we're going to breeze through this. And in like 2 hours, I couldn't finish it. Yeah. And it was like, got totally lost and we forgot like what we were doing.
I think Jones also, it's because I enjoy... Sometimes, not all the time, but the struggle, I enjoy that aspect of a game, overcoming something.
Oh, yeah. It's the same thing as the aforementioned hike. It's tough when you get up there, but I've never like gone on a hike that I was tired during, and then at the end of the day was like, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow, that was very cool. I remember in Hawaii one time we went with friends and we like hiked up to a spot. We're like, you're 50 paces away, and they were like, we're going back around. I was like, just make it. The view is right here. Yeah. A certain game has been consuming my mind since it came out in October. A game that I brought up in the Easy A Q&As, and I still can't stop shaking my fist at it. That game is Far Cry 6.
Oh.
I like the idea of complaining, or not complaining, but yelling about a game across like a chronology of Easy A content. You know, it's like it's a podcast question, and then frame trap, and then Q&A. Wrap it up with the showcase. I do like what Far Cry 6 offers on a base level, but I can't get over how dumb and unambitious it is overall. I find that I like Far Cry 5 more in hindsight after completing Far Cry 6. That's fascinating. I haven't finished. I've only played like 3 or 4 hours. Of 6 so far. I really don't care for Anton Castillo as the antagonist. The game generally reminds me of Just Cause 3, as you're liberating a Hispanic state from a fascist dictator. Ultimately, Far Cry 6 is proof positive why you don't mess with Mr. Booze.
What?
I don't know. Mr. Booze.
I don't know what that means.
Fortunately, this strange sense of disdain for Far Cry 6 has opened up a realization of what I've loved about Ubisoft games in the past. From the hidden gem of Beyond Good and Evil, nice, to the brilliance of Rainbow Six Vegas, the amazingly strange premise and gameplay mechanics of Driver San Francisco, which has been in my backlog for a while. I want to get to that someday. Or the lunacy of Rayman Legends. Ubisoft is tops when they aren't plopping out cluttered open world games, brewing in excess and trying too hard to be cool. And then that's it. Oh, no, we're moving on to Riders Republic, but yeah, it's funny because a lot of those
games are old that you listed.
And it's interesting because Beyond Good and Evil is kind of a cluttered open world game. I mean, it technically is open world.
Yeah.
It's just a very different take on the format. But hopefully we'll get a sequel to that someday. Man, remember that? Beyond Good and Evil 2? Remember that game?
Yeah, I feel bad for people that were excited for that.
Us to get excited for. A lot of Ubisoft talk. Speaking of trying too hard to be cool, I've started playing Riders Republic. I enjoy Riders Republic, and that game is also trying too hard to be cool.
Sure.
100%. It's funny, that game has like maybe 20 cutscenes that are like super short, and it's too much.
Jones,
even just that is...
Games either trying too hard to be cool or trying too hard to be funny.
Yeah.
And most of the time I don't like either of them. You gotta find that middle ground.
SSX had kind of like a distance to it. It had like a goofy...
Yeah.
Like you would have somebody like Elise who's like, I'm super cool, but then you would have like Eddie. Like you would have like weird... It had a good offset. Like Zoe was definitely trying to be cool, but it's a good game with some SSX swagger, but its altitude and attempts at coolness are akin to a granddad trying to shuck and jive with the teenagers of today. The ear-splitting rap on the soundtrack is quite the turnoff too. If you ask me, it's funny, I played a lot of the review without the soundtrack, so if you ask me, Riders Republic is composed of the remnants of Steep and the crew, whilst trying to offer up a dietary and lobotomized alternative to Downhill Domination. Downhill Domination. Is that an SSX sequel? Or is that...
That sounds like a Wii spin-off.
Was that Tony Hawk, maybe?
No, that was Tony Hawk Downhill Jam.
Oh, okay.
Close enough.
I think I might like Riders Republic even more if it were on mute.
That's fair.
Yes, put on your own music. Do you think Easy Allies would do a virtual meet and greets with the community? I feel like this would be a fantastic way to get to know your Patreon backers. I can only imagine how busy and hectic your schedules are, yet I'm sure many of us would jump at the chance even if we had to pay more for the esteemed honor. Thanks for all you do. Love and respect.
Virtual...
Like a private Zoom call or something? Or like a...
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'd be down for anything like that.
We have a big... It's fun. It's funny. We're like, okay, we're going to have a big meeting in 2002, in late January. Probably February. So, like, I think at the beginning of February, we're going to be like, all right, what's the landscape from 2022? And considering it hasn't not been a super long time since we were back in the studio. It's cool to look at a full year of like, what can we do for these events and whatnot. Thanks for all you do. Love and respect. Thank you, James.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I'm always open to stuff like that.
RF Switch, greeting Jones and Brad. So question for everyone. Have you ever been cursed? And I don't mean as a Castlevania, what a horrible night to have a curse. I don't even mean my life is hard, why is God, fate, etc. forsaken me kind of curse. I mean... like I have my existence rocked by a supernatural phenomenon that cannot be explained, likely due to performing a ritual wrong and or obtaining a cursed artifact. Okay, I'm likely scaring Jones. No, this is when things get good. So I'll explain. Yeah, once you say Castlevania, both of our ears, all 4 of the ears in the room perked up. I'll explain, especially since he wasn't on Fast and Loose. About 2 years ago, I bought a tarot deck. Now I'm even more interested. You saw some of it before. My Sun and Moon cards were from that deck. For those who don't know, a tarot deck has 78 cards, 56 cards divided into 4 suits, 14 that make up the minor arcana, and 22 major arcana cards, like the ones in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and the card game that I made, but never launched. The 4 suits are swords, cups, coins, and wands. According to my now partner, buying a deck for myself is really, really bad. According to legend, you are either supposed to be gifted a tarot deck or find one in the wild, i.e. just seeing it on like a sidewalk or something. You are not supposed to buy one. The deck I had was a little too accurate. Not surprising it's me, the girl who is one with the fate and probability, someone who could walk into a round 1 and win a $16,000 ticket jackpot 3 tries. Speaking of, tune in to the February showcase. Demolishing an arcade sounds more like a Ben story. Back to the deck. It was scary accurate. Also kind of an asshole. For example, when the entire sword suit, which are almost all bad cards that will hurt you, came up all at once and wrecked my entire month to a point where I thought I was going to lose my best friend. Another time, I thought I did lose my partner after drawing a card that represents a strong relationship, but upside down, meaning the card has the opposite effect. And when I pulled the star card, also upside down, when the worst thing possible happened. See September showcase. When we were working on the card game, we were like, oh, it'd be fun if stuff was upside down if that changed things. But game development sucks. That having been said, my partner bought a deck for me, and I have given her my old one. Nice. Dude, that's like... Guillermo del Toro needs to make this movie. Just take it, you know, like take it. And then of course you get like Nightmare on Elm Street style. You have to get cursed again after that. Drag Me to Hell. You can pull into the train tracks. Hopefully that will uncurse me, and I can finally have a reasonable break from fate being a knob to me. Capital F fate. So there it is, a cautionary tale about do not curse yourself. Take it from me, and keep yourself from falling into bad tarot. Love and respect, or I've switched. P.S. The actual card that best represents Brad is the Two of Wands. For he has great confidence in himself and is fearless, filling himself with determination. This will come up later. PPS, the tarot card that best represents me is, well, you'll find out later.
You're wrong about that. I'll say that.
I love the moment in Thor Ragnarok where he's like, yeah, time works differently here. He's like, in another world I would be hundreds of years old, but here I'm... He just kind of smiles.
I definitely get freaked out, Jones, and stressed out about stuff. I've been told I hide it really well, though.
Yeah.
But, oh no, I'm freaking out all the time inside.
Freak out. Brandon K. Gant's freaking out. With 2021 practically over, here are my most anticipated games for 2022 and beyond. These are always fun to do on the showcase. Note, I'm leaving out games currently in early access and getting console ports. Nice.
Fair.
Most anticipated games, 16 on the list total. 16, Somerville. Interesting premise, but I'm waiting for more info because Inside ended sourly for me. Oh, yeah. If you didn't like the ending of Inside, I could see that being frustrating. I was cackling that whole ending. That's a fun ending. But yeah, I keep forgetting that that's those people, and they each one of their games gets better. So Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. Played the first Hellblade for the first time this year. I have not played it. While solid, it didn't grip me like I hoped, but I'll still give the sequel a shot.
Same.
14, the next Mass Effect.
That's going to be a while.
That's going to be a while. With practically no faith in BioWare's recent entry, especially none in EA, and Dragon Age still so far out, I'm good waiting years for this. 13, Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins. This jumped a couple of spots thanks to the PS5 demo. Now that I have some idea how it plays, I'm more curious, but still tepid on the whole. Boy, that would be such a... I don't want to get addicted to that game. I downloaded Outriders and then deleted it.
Oh.
But I did download because it was on Game Pass.
I was
just going through Game Pass like, maybe I'll download stuff. Never got around to it. Number 12, Gotham Knights. Originally not on my list last year, this year's Fandom Court of Owls trailer did its job for me. Plus, I'm getting the urge to replay the Arkham series. I really want to replay Arkham Origins. Maybe play that on
Not
PC.
easy, yeah.
Yeah, another game would not be shocked if that got bumped to 2023.
Yeah.
But willing to wait however long. Replaced at number 11. The trailer during Xbox E3 presentation was captivating, and I love the art style and concept. Also, the song from the trailer, Void, is rad. Replaced. I don't remember Replaced.
I don't.
That was at Xbox's E3 presentation.
Okay.
How do you feel if you're Xbox and you can't you can't get replaced in your brain?
Yeah,
to take footing. Chattel tells. 10, Ghost Runner 2, announced via press release and years away.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the first enough to be excited for a follow-up. Good to have you here for that. 9, Redfall. Hell yeah. I'm a big fan of Arcane.
Oh, yeah.
While Deathloop may not be for me, or me, Brandon Jones, Dishonored and Prey are more my thing. Intrigued how this will look and play. I'm I think Huber's going to be huge into this.
Huber is already excited for it.
Yeah. Just knowing nothing about it, I think it might edge out Back 4 Blood in terms of something that I'm like, I kind of want to put time into this.
Sure.
I do want to level up this character. That sniper guy, I can't wait. 8 Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Tiny Tina Assault on Dragon Keep's the single best piece of Borderlands content, making an entire game reminiscent of the Borderlands 2 DLCs had me excited. Number 7, A Plague Tale Requiem. It took a while for me to try the first Plague Tale, but I was so impressed with it that Requiem's announcement was one of my top E3 announcements overall.
Yeah, good game.
Number 6, Final Fantasy 16, which I forget exists.
They're not going to show it till it's close to coming out.
We haven't seen it for 15 months.
Yep.
But it's a mainline single-player Final Fantasy. Sold! All caps. Number 5, KOTOR Remake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remake of what I think is the best Star Wars game to date.
Are these games they said for 2022? I forgot.
Yeah, I mean...
a lot of these probably aren't.
It starts as my most anticipated games for 2022 and beyond.
Oh, okay.
KOTOR Remake. Suck at 2022. Number 4, Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah, they're really starting to pump the social media presence. Yeah. They're showing lots of animations.
Yep.
Stop. I'm just
it's gonna be big.
Tuning it all out because that's obviously something that's a world I'm gonna run around a lot. The sequel to my 2017 GOTY, The State of Play we received, has me in awe of how gorgeous this is. I gave the original Horizon an 8. I still think it's an 8, but I felt bad. There was something about it that I remember.
I don't think you should feel bad.
I remember when it just fell off. You know, like there was it kind of stuck with me. And I'm like,
sure.
It's because there's so many things that first game did.
Yeah.
Exceptionally.
Yeah, sure.
The sequel to The State of Play we received has me in awe of how gorgeous this is.
Yeah.
Plus, it's the first game coming on this list, and I can't wait. Number 3, God of War Ragnarok. The 2018 reboot's one of the greatest games of recent memory, and the trailer from the major showcase displays a lot of things I can't wait to witness for myself. Number 2, Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. This is so high only for one reason. Curiosity just to see what it even is, regardless of quality. Fair. Number 1, all parts of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I said it last year, I'll say it now, and will continue until the whole project is completed. The original is my favorite game of all time, and Part 1 is phenomenal. More, please. Yay.
Probably won't see Part 2 until 2023.
Brandon, that was fun. It was just
fun. Yeah, it was good.
Fun to get excited about all those things.
It's fun to see what people are into.
I forget Final Fantasy 16 is coming. I forgot KOTOR's getting a remake. I forgot,
It's a lot of games. Hard to keep up.
If I wasn't in a rush to get GOTY stuff, I would be tempted in going to Florida to download the original KOTOR because that's on Switch now.
Yeah, I need to play through that.
I wonder how that runs. Happy gaming. Hello, Jones, Brad, and the allies. Apologies once again because I haven't had time to commit to capturing and writing a review. I feel you. I splurged a bit on PlayStation's Black Friday and end of the year sale, so I'll hopefully be set for a few reviews in the coming months. However, most of my time this month has been split between a few other games. First off, I'm finally going through Last of Us Part 2.
Oh.
I've been enjoying it, if a bit less than the first game due to personal reasons. I feel you.
Fair.
I feel like the first game did a much better job at making me feel emotionally invested in the characters in the world by providing the dual perspectives of pre- and post-outbreak. For example, Joel explaining an ice cream truck to Ellie and other things like that. I'm still playing, so no spoilers, please. I know that there is a controversial event coming up, but I've managed to avoid all the details so far. Well done.
There's a lot.
Yeah, buckle up. It makes it difficult to enjoy the game, though, when I feel like I'm walking on eggshells, especially on top of my brother's additional prodding text that he really needs to discuss, quote-unquote, apart when the game turns from a 9 to a 6 for him. Honestly, dude, that could be many parts. Not because there were a lot of parts that did that for me, but because it's just one of the... They just took some risks.
Yep.
Beyond that, though, but that's exciting. Beyond that, though, my girlfriend and I have started the first Kingdom Hearts over.
Oh, started over.
Previously, she got to the save point right before the final boss, and then, stuff happened if we put it down for a long time.
That's fair.
Or life stuff happened. Now we're almost back to the final world again. The plot is still confusing for her, but...
Oh, get ready.
The end of her second playthrough.
One's the most simple. But
the appeal is definitely more being able to run around Disney worlds. Either way, we're having a great time. I'm excited to get to the next game in the series.
Cool. Right on. There's a lot, so settle in.
Apart from that, the Polymega, the modular retro gaming console I've talked about previously at length, is beginning to arrive for more people who pre-ordered it back in 2018 and beyond. Over Thanksgiving, my brother finally got his in the mail too. It was an absolute blast to get together with him and our like-minded retro game enthusiast friends over the holidays, swap games together, and relish over our personal collections and how well they run on the system. Because we're able to share and save our physical games together, we've amassed... I'm just wondering if you... Just take a crack.
How many? 500.
587, yeah.
Close.
From all the available systems, NES, SNES, TurboGrafx 16, PS1, Sega Genesis, CD Saturn, among, for some reason when you say Sega Genesis, I think of the rap, like every single time. With the announcement that they will shortly release a module to support Nintendo 64, we are extremely excited for a console to play our hard copy collections of N64 games on HD TVs, better than Nintendo has offered thus far.
Yeah, yeah.
Hoping to also review the system too. That's all for this month. Love and respect all. Hoping you have a happy holiday and new year and full of positive gaming and adventures. I hope to have a review or two to share in the coming months. Milo grabbed my Switch when we were on the couch. Mm-hmm. He was like, make cars go by? And I was like, yeah, because he likes Forza and, and GTA. And not the shooting parts, just the riding parts, just the driving around. Particularly San Andreas, because you can just drive for hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, let's see on your dad's Switch what he's got. And I was like, Mario Kart, I guess. Mm-hmm. Booted up Mario 64, and I was like, dude, let me jump around. Had him going with the analog stick and the jump button for like 5 seconds. Where he was moving and jumping, and then he just wanted to press the other buttons. And he was like, you play. And I'm like, okay. So we were playing Mario 64, and it's like, obviously, but I was like, it's a good game.
Yeah, isn't it funny when you play?
It's been a long time. It's like, how many times have I watched Damiani play a Mario game? Like, every week. But
it's a good game.
Yeah, it's been a while since, an old retro Mario game. Like, booted it up and ran through.
Yeah. Still fun.
From Shoulder Guy, more fun games to talk about. Hello, Jones and Brad. Reporting from the EZA forums, we recently completed another EZA community GOTY election.
Oh,
this
nice.
time for the year 2007.
Ooh.
As a reminder, the rules are for every participant to send in their top 4 games of the year, which receive points according to their ranking, with optional 4 honorable mentions worth 1 point each. Games that almost made the list. This was mentioned at the end. I thought it would be fun to go through beforehand. So you're wondering, what did make the list?
Yeah.
Lost Planet Extreme Condition.
Oh, Lost Planet.
Project Gotham Racing 4.
Yeah, wow.
Rogue Galaxy, and Silent Hill Origins. What are your personal GOTYs from 2007? Love, respect, Shoulder Guy. And here are the top 20 results. So yeah, call these out.
I was going to say, yeah.
If any of these resonate. Does any jump to mind? You're like,
yeah,
that was 2007.
I was just going to say, I don't remember all that came out that year.
Let's see if it's... Oh, did this not even come close? Oh, that's funny. Not even on the list, not even honorable mention. But I think Rock Band was 2007.
Oh.
I remember Rock Band being 2007.
Yeah, okay.
That was...
Big game.
That was a big deal. Number 20, Eternal Sonata with 5 points. Number 19, the original Assassin's Creed with 6 points. This is a hell of a year.
Yeah.
Number 18, Skate, 6 points.
Yeah.
Number 17, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Never played any of those, 7 points. Number 16, The Witcher.
Oh,
OG Witcher 1,
yeah.
7 points. 15, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, that we are replaying right now, 7 points. But all these tied for 7 points. Phoenix Wright, 7 points. Witcher, 7 points. Diamond and Pearl, 7 points. Tomb Raider Anniversary at 13. Tied with Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, because if one ties, then it's like their Metacritic score or something, so maybe these matched or something. Or it's like how many different people voted for them. Mm-hmm. So I guess that completely tied out. Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Tomb Raider Anniversary, so that's like 360, right? That was like the...
Yeah, I believe so.
The remake.
Yeah, 1.
Number 12, Persona 3.
Yeah.
With 9 points. Number 11, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. We got some Ace Attorney fans showing up, representing.
Wow.
With 11, 2 Phoenix Wright? Was one a remake or something?
I guess so, yeah.
Number 10, 13 points, Team Fortress 2.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing about 2007. That was Orange Box.
Oh my God, Orange Box was...
And Orange Box is so funny
5 games, 1 box.
Because you wouldn't... you wouldn't think of Mass Effect... no one's going to bring Mass Effect from Easy Allies to the GOTYs and be like, these games are great and they're all technically 3 on there, so it's a great game. And it's like, no, get out of here. It's a remake. Stop it. It's like, it's the sticky thing with Shadow of the Colossus remake where it's like, yeah, it's better, but it was still,
Yeah.
It was good when it first came out. But Orange Box has Portal on it.
Well, it has Portal,
so it's
TF2.
That was the launch of Portal.
Yeah, this is the launch of that, TF2 and Episode 2.
I know, that was a weird bundle. That is one of the best video games.
Orange Box was definitely a big thing. I remember
Smash Brothers has all these characters on it. It's it's a weird game to.
I definitely
quote unquote value.
Remember Huber just going 5 games, 1 box repeatedly. 5 games, 1 box repeatedly. You know how he gets in those weird loops. That was one of them.
That's like a down the hallway yell.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I'm gonna go get a Coke. And then 10 seconds later, 5 games, 1 box.
5 games, 1 box. Yep.
Number 9, speaking of Michael Huber, Ratchet and Clank Future Tools of Destruction. That's a biggie.
Which one was that?
He brings that up a lot.
Oh, that was the PS3 one. Okay, the first PS3 one. Yeah.
That's a game that some people at Insomniac don't even own.
Dang.
I remember seeing on Twitter, people are like, I don't even have that. Like, I worked on that game, and I couldn't play that right now if I wanted to.
Damn.
Sony's so weird. Number 8, God of War 2.
Yeah, God of War 2 is super good.
Not bad. Number 7, Uncharted Drake's Fortune. Edging out God of War 2.
Weird.
Surprise.
Good time.
Uncharted, I think God of War 2 is better than Uncharted 1.
That was the phrase me and Mike would say about that game. Just a good time.
Yeah. I've finished Uncharted 1, not Uncharted 2. Yeah.
That's all right.
A little bit of salt. Finished Uncharted 4, not Uncharted 3. A little salt.
Oh, dang.
Number 6, Halo 3. Yes.
Yeah.
With 21 points. Number 5, Bioshock. Yes.
Oh, Bioshock.
The top 5. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing about 2007. This top 5 is like...
Yeah, crazy good. Crazy good.
Because that's the thing, is you look at this year where we're just like, man, it's so many great opportunities, so many developers that it's a great time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything's selling so well. Mm-hmm. You know, Judgment got a sequel. Yeah. You know, like Tales of Arise, finding a new audience. Number 5, Bioshock. Number 4, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Wow.
Number 3, Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh.
Number 2, Mass Effect. Number 1, Portal.
Portal, okay.
Yeah.
Portal's great. Yeah. Shit, yeah, that was a great year for games.
I would say Galaxy is probably the best game of that year. With hindsight, you know, like looking back now.
I would say Galaxy's probably...
And the funny thing is, I haven't played a lot of Galaxy. And
honestly,
I've played the first Mass Effect. And
honestly, TF2 was my favorite game of that year.
Of the top 5, Galaxy is the one game I haven't finished.
Galaxy is superb. You haven't finished Galaxy? Shit, Jones.
Yeah, never touched Galaxy 2.
It's on the Switch.
That top 5 is stacked, yeah. That's a good time. So shout out to these forums.
I've been thinking about playing Bioshock again. I want to replay all of them.
Again, you can be a part of this whole Easy Allies thing on Patreon. You can also go to forums.easyallies. I almost say game trailers. That does not happen
Game
often.
trailers.
If you go to forums.gametrailers.com, you're going to go to YouTube, or you're going to get a URL error. If you go to forums.easyallies.com, you'll go to our wonderful forums, and our community does a lot of fun stuff there. From Eric Jackson, hey Jones and Brad, this month was a bit too stacked with holiday stuff to produce a voiceover clip or make a video, so instead, I wanted to share my experience. I'm sorry, brace yourselves.
Okay.
With Stephen Sondheim, as read by the voice himself. Do I have to do this in a Stephen Sondheim impression? Do you know who Stephen Sondheim is?
No.
You don't know who Stephen Sondheim is?
No, who's that?
Stephen Sondheim is a musical theater genius who passed away at 91.
There's no way I know who that was.
Well, it's just one of those things that trended on Twitter. You know, it's like every now and then there'll be like a famous jazz musician that'll just boot up Twitter, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
you know, like just some like, famous hockey player. Whoa, you know, like worlds, and I'm just not associated with it. So yeah, interesting to know that Stephen Sondheim didn't Pierce, because I did a Cup of Jones thread on it, and this is important just to let you know that he was the best.
Okay, the best.
You know, it's like if John Williams died, and somebody who didn't know about games soundtracks was like, "Is John Williams good?" And you were like, "Gah!" You know, it's like, how long would it take for you to sit them down and explain to him how many soundtracks would you have to list before you're like, I think I'm done. You know, like I think I've done my part. Eric Jackson does a good job of this. I did a Cup of Jones editorial if you missed it. He was. It's kind of pretentious too. It's kind of like Kojima, where if you say, you know, if you're like, well, Kojima's the best video game auteur, like, oh, shut up. But then some people would be like, I feel you. You know, like,
sure.
So not everybody agrees. Not everybody agrees Spielberg is as good as some people say he is. But 91, he wrote like 2 musicals this century, but all like his best stuff was in the 80s and 90s. And holy shit. And as a musical theater performer, having done his work, it's not easy. It's hard. You get tripped up on his words, on his his harmonies. He like, you got to put in a lot of work. He does really good ensemble pieces. If you get a small role in a Sondheim play, like you're set. Like you're like, there's a lot to have fun with. Like it's not like you're like, all right, I'm in the back of 50 people. It's like, oh shit, I got to do a lot of fun stuff. But anyway, I'll pass it off to Eric, who does a better job than me. I first experienced the legend that is Stephen Sondheim in high school, where I got to play the character Hero from A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, which I learned was like his second musical, which is fascinating. West Side Story in theaters right now, lyrics by Stephen Sondheim. Didn't write the music, but did the lyrics. Where I got to play the character Hero from in a class read-through. Even for its dated aspects, the timeless humor of Sondheim was made clear to me. I would go on to enjoy Tim Burton's depiction of Sweeney Todd, before falling in love with the George Hearn recorded special George Jones mentioned in his Cup of Jones editorial. The Broadway cast recording that you could go hear is, what is his name? I don't know. A different guy. George Hearn does the Broadway thing which is basically the Broadway production, but they taped it real well. So there is a crowd, you can hear them laughing and clapping and shit, but they like get close-ups and stuff. Angela Lansbury is in both, Murder, She Wrote, is in both the Broadway recording and the Broadway video that you can watch, and, pardon my French, fucking kills it. Like,
just a champ.
Just owns, like, you just see someone, and that's the thing is, like, Tim Burton's great, and the Sweeney Todd is very, it's funny, Sondheim actually rewrote a lot of things. He, like, rewrote the intro to Sweeney Todd and everything, and, like, just made it orchestral instead of sung. And the costumes are great, and I love Helena Bonham Carter, but there's something about musicals when you see somebody on stage that, like, just has the role in the palm of their hands, and it's just molding it like Play-Doh. It's like nothing in the world is getting in between you and this performance. Like, you are... like Vanessa Hudgens, just like Vanessa, what's the gal with the huge voice from Cats? It's like some people you're like, whoa, Barbra Streisand, just these people who you walk on stage and they're like, I could do this all day.
Yeah.
That's George Hearn in this role. That's Angela Lansbury in that role. Eventually, I got to see a live show of it. Wasn't that good, sadly.
Oh.
Nothing like seeing a bad production of a really good show.
Dang.
But a whole world of musical theater blossomed before me. I went on to binge the soundtracks from Into the Woods. You've heard of Into the Woods, right? That song.
I've heard of it.
Assassins, The Evening Primrose, Frogs. But the granddaddy of them all in my heart so far is Company. A sincerely timeless classic, yet harboring all the sensibilities of the era. Company is in my top 3 musicals of all time, alongside newcomer Hadestown, produced by Cliff Bleszinski.
What?
One of many. He's on, like, the board. So, like, he didn't write it or
That's funny.
Or, like, pick costumes or anything. He just, having had a friend that got him into it, and then just like, yeah, I got money here.
Yeah, I got money.
Take some money, make a Broadway show. And Les Mis. Yeah. Les Mis is one of those snooty, like, where, like, I went to musical theater people where they were like, Les Mis. I'm like, hey, I like Phantom.
Gotcha.
Piss off. Honorable mentions go to Dear Evan Hansen, which I know nothing about. I gotta catch up on it. Phantom of the Opera, and the 2015 musical adaptation of Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh.
Bringing this back to Company. If you like musicals and haven't watched, listen to Dean Jones as the original Bobby in Being Alive. What else did Dean Jones do? There's something I think in voiceover that he did.
Someone said Jones bait. Yeah, this is definite Jones bait.
Oh, for sure.
Comment. I love it.
And what's great is this comes from our, like, preeminent voice actor / juggler.
Cool.
Welcome to the Easy Allies community. We have all these people who show up every month, and they're like, by the way, I have this talent. Bam!
Wish I could.
I'm never prepared. Buckle up, Brett. I'm trying to think what else Dean Jones did. There's something that he did recently that, like, people would be like, oh yeah, I saw it, like that Pixar movie or whatever. As the original Bobby in Being Alive, it was a really spectacular climax number, and when Company came to my university while I was a student, I went to see it 4 times, noting and loving the little differences between the shows. There are videos on YouTube of Sondheim directing actors through his songs, and on top of being a spectacular lyricist, he was also an affecting director. All this to say, my journey with Sondheim is 15 years strong. As it stands, I'm in no rush to consume all his content, which means for now there will be always something new to witness for the first time. He knew how to make people laugh, how to make them cry, how to make them empathize with characters of all kinds, from the lowly street punks of West Side Story to the once respected barbers of Fleet Street. I often say that what bothers me about modern movies is that they lack that core sincerity that made older movies from the 20-plus years ago era so lasting. Excuse me, I'm sorry, let me go reread that. I often say that what bothers me about modern movies is that they lack the core sincerity that makes older movies from the 20-plus era years ago so lasting. I totally agree with you, is why I'm joking. But many movies nowadays make me cringe. To me, Sondheim embodies that sincerity that has left a lot of entertainment. Say what you will about adaptations of his work, the man knew how to craft stories out of songs. Out of the many celebrities I've always longed to meet, he was near the top of my list, and he shall be missed. Thank you, Stephen Sondheim, for a lifetime of memories. Cheers, love and respect, Eric Jackson. The thing about musicals, how you can tell if you're watching a good musical or a bad musical. A friend drags you to it. Okay. There's some new musical, and you're like, all right, just do the test. It's like the Bechdel test, where it's like 2 women talking to each other, but they're not talking about men. It's a fun test to play when you're watching a movie. In musicals, note if the people singing on stage are telling a story or not. Because a lot of musicals from like the 50s, 60s, and 70s are like, you got a thing of flowers. I like flowers.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. And the musical just kind of stops.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right. And then it fades to black and fades up, and you're like, okay. Now we're back on the story. With Sondheim, you never stop telling the story. Like
That's interesting.
Characters have a profound moment, and then they go to tell something, and then when they're done, one of the best examples of that is Cinderella loses the shoe and then winds up in the middle of the forest and is like, shit, what do I do? And like that song is like, oh man, just again the syllables, just how he just. It's like hearing somebody tap.
I'm gonna research break real quick. Keep them
good. I can keep talking about Steve Sondheim while you're gone. A very opportune moment. There have been several Jones musical specials. Don't kid yourself. That's the other thing is the man passed. So like I'm getting all this Sondheim salt out now and then musical salt. You have to admit, there's not a lot of Jones musical salt across the wide expanse of Easy Allies content. This is not something I burden all of you with repeatedly. But I do love it. And I don't, certainly for the 21st century, I'm like, as I was saying, the Dear Evan Hansen and, just a lot of really great musicals that I hear about. Broadway's also kind of like Disneyland. It's kind of like Disney Plus, where you just, it's like video games. You keep hearing about these video game movies, and like every year when the Tonys come out, it's like Mission Impossible the musical or something. Like, what the musical? Yeah, okay, sure. No interest in seeing that, but go win that Tony, Broadway actor that graduated from college 3 years ago. Like, go make it happen. But yeah, Sondheim was just one because we critique things so much here at Easy Allies that it's funny to ask Bloodworth or like. Some people get really flustered when you ask them what their favorite game of all time is. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of parameters there. And then you ask Huber, and it's, on any given Sunday, he'll give you a different answer. Mine is, I think the best game ever made is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and my favorite game is probably GoldenEye. So it's just nice, like, to know those, to be like, all right, lock those away. And that's how I feel about John Williams as a film composer and how I feel about Sondheim. It's just like, oh, well, he's the best, so cool.
Yeah.
Like, there's people like Frank Lesser who wrote Guys and Dolls and Gilbert and Sullivan who wrote, like, a ton of shit. And, like, they're brilliant, but, like, they're of an era that's... We're way past that. Whereas, like, Sondheim stuff, just, like, Company is still
the
relevant.
GOAT.
Company's about a guy in his 30s that's still not married and all of his friends are. And they're like, when are you going to get married, Dad?
Oh,
it's 2 hours of that. But it's, like, it takes place in New York.
Oh, okay.
And...
that's funny.
I remember almost was Bobby and Company in L.A., and my friend just, ran out of money and couldn't do it. But it was in like 2005, 4 or 5. It was also when Game Trailers was starting. And I was like, I think I'm going to do this video game thing. And when he opened it, he wanted to have a big New York set in the back, and he wanted to have the set of New York light up, and in the back of the towers would light up.
Dang,
because it would take place in the 90s. So it would just kind of, it's like 5 years after 9/11. It would be like a nice little tribute. Like, remember?
Yeah.
This 80s or 90s version of New York. Pour one out for Sondheim. Sage Mo Q. Greeting Jones and Brad, and happy December. For me, and I'm guessing many in the community, Easy A's Goaty Discussions is my favorite stream of the year.
Oh.
And something I always look forward to. Yeah.
We don't live stream it all the time. I feel like we do something different every year.
Well, we record it, but we stream
the recording. That's right.
I always try to play the top games of the year myself so I can be as informed and involved in the conversations as possible, but this year I feel that's going to be tough. Just from the sheer amount of very solid games. Yeah, you got to forge your own path.
Yeah.
You got to break out the machete and cut those vines down.
Yeah, you got to make some cuts sometimes.
Just from the sheer amount of very solid games that came out this year, and not one true juggernaut. That's why this year on Black Friday I took full advantage of all the games deals. Just in the past 2 weeks I've bought Deathloop, Lost Judgment, Death's Door, Metroid Dread, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Life is Strange True Colors. And my goal is to at least dabble in all of them by January. Me too, except for Deathloop and no, everything else. Yeah, that's the only one on there that I think I'm all caught up on. I played about 5 hours each of Deathloop, Death's Door, and Metroid Dread. I'm actually digging all of them. But the one game that's had its claws in me from the jump, and I hear this so much, I'm seeing this on social. Guardians. Man, was I not expecting this game to be this good. But it is awesome. It's so funny thinking back to all the trailers and announcements for the game and the lukewarm reactions I had towards it. And now, it's almost like trailers are important.
Yeah.
And after completing it last night, it's truly one of my favorite games I've played this year. If I can say one thing about the game is that the developers really captured the heart of who the Guardians are.
Sure.
You can see the influences from the movies. I think just the visual. We had like the box over there for a while. I think if you look at the cast, the one that stands out the most to me is Gamora. Like Gamora, that is clearly a different
take.
Because I rewatch MCU stuff all the time, and like going back and watching it, having get that visual in my head, it's like that feels like a very different take. Not good or bad, just different.
Not bad.
Here's hoping a couple more of the allies can play before Goaties count on it, as I think it has a really cool narrative and art direction. Narrative's going to be a fight.
I beat it.
And the voice acting is top tier. Like I said, shout out to the actor.
The voice
Mike
acting
Will,
is
who
very
retweeted
good.
Our review.
They're very good.
I'm really excited and interested to hear your guys' GOTY deliberations this year because I think it's one of the most wide open years in the history of gaming. Pray for us and all the people that are going to send us nasty messages over things that, how could you not?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. Always is.
There's going to be a lot of, that game is my GOTY and it wasn't even in your top 10, you know?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that.
We're going to have to go to 20. 20 noms. I know you guys are going to have some really great discussions, and a lot of people going into that night might not actually have their GOTYs in their minds, and they're probably going to have to be persuaded by the deliberations, which is an awesome thought. I hope all the allies have a great month of December, and I can play as many games as possible. Finally, Blank is still one of the best games of the year, and my GOTY. New content coming in 2022. What game is Blank?
What game is Blank?
I'll give you a hint. January. Sage Q's been bringing it up all
January.
year. Don't forget Blank.
January. Monster
Blank
Hunter?
3. Blank 3.
Blank 3? Oh, Hitman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hitman I'm going to make time for. Because I like the
Still
Hitman
gonna be talking
games.
about Hitman 3 next year.
Yeah.
The trilogy is not over yet. Small Leviathan. Howdy, friends and allies. Here's some assorted 6 a.m. thoughts, written hours before the submissions deadline, whiling away time as I wait for my sleep meds to kick in proper. I replayed SteamWorld SteamWorld Dig 2 for the first time in 4 years.
Good game.
That's a game that would not be painful to replay. And in retrospect, I feel like I never gave this game a fair shake. Sure, I liked it a lot back then, but I had the misfortune of releasing in the same year as Hollow Knight, the absolute pinnacle of the Metroidvania genre, in my humble but correct opinion, of course. While it's no Hollow Knight, Dig 2 is still the top of its class, and absolutely a game any fan of the genre should play. Also, it has some great music by El Huervo, who is a fantastic artist. Check out his 2016 album, Vandereer, Vandereer, if you haven't. I'm also a decent way into Inscription, which is just a very cool and weird game in general. Inscription is legitimately disturbing. Not scary.
That's what I'm hearing.
Disturbing. Like...
That's good.
The eyes
of
the guy playing with you.
Like,
just like,
yeah, I don't care about card games, like, at all.
Yeah, it's nice. It's
everything else about the game, I guess, that seems interesting to me.
It's more like survival horror.
Yeah.
Like, because that's the thing about card games is a lot of times you're like, what does that do? Whereas, like, you know what's about to happen.
Sure.
Like, it's very clear that you're like, no. Like, yeah, that was it. That was a demo that was a hard demo. That was a demo I lost. And it knows you're going to lose. It's one of those experiences that always finds a way to surprise you, even when you're dead. You've seen everything it could throw at you. It has a great spooky atmosphere, and the actual card game you're playing in the game itself allows for a lot of cool strategies. It's an absolute must-play if you're into deck building or roguelites. Just make sure to expect the unexpected. And death. Also, Shin Megami Tensei 5!
Yeah.
Exclamation point.
I'll be
I'm
playing
only halfway
today.
through it, but it's absolutely a contender for Game of the Year for me
Only
already.
halfway through it? That's like 40 hours.
I love playing that on the back couch, and every now and then I would just like lean over, and every time I'm like, that looks cool.
That looks cool. Yeah.
She was just fighting a different enemy. It's like,
Yep.
that looks neat.
Yeah, it's going to be intense.
I like turn-based things where you go boop, 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 and you do spells.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
One of the things that impressed me the most with that game is how good... You know what's been crazy, man? All these remakes, Tales... what was the game with the big guy with the big hair that Blood played that was on PS5 this year? I think it was like last year it came out and he reviewed it. It took him a long time. It took him like a month after review. There's so many franchises that get like a little remaster. There was like a new remaster came out for Switch. Some game that like kept the backgrounds but like redid the characters. I've just dodged all of these these RPG franchises. Like you keep coming back, and I'm like, I don't have time. Bravely Default 2, you know, like there's so many great turn-based RPGs. I know that I've just
it's rough.
But SMT5, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Persona 5 had Shin Megami Tensei. It's absolutely contender for Game of the Year for me already. One of the things that impresses me most about that game is how good the level design is. Yes, I hear this again.
That's very good to hear.
Persona 5 had good level design too, sure, but it was never as open-ended and exploration-friendly as the areas in SMT. There's been a lot of aesthetic sameness so far, I will admit, but I'm sure the game has some more tricks up its sleeve still. That's going to be a bit of a gag reflex for me, is that just all the trash.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that in Fantasy Worlds, but I own Chrono Cross too. That'll be an excuse.
Chrono Cross? Oh, yeah. I just beat that last year.
Nobody in chat guessed what games I was saying. No support in chat. He says as he reads. People gave us $10. Nonetheless, a great game, and I definitively want and I need to finish before the end of the year. Hopefully I'll have enough time to do that. Oh, hello, Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. What are you doing here? So at the time of writing, I'm approximately 50 to 60% through Endwalker. I think so, at least, going off my level. Hour-long queue times aside, Endwalker's been really good so far.
Hour-long queue, that's it?
It's really fascinating and a bit frightening how almost every step of the story so far feels like it could be the climax, and somehow just keeps ramping up. When I got to the part I am right now, I actually stopped and laughed because I couldn't believe the story was going where it was. It's been a truly wild ride so far, and I can't wait to see where it ends. Whoops,
sure
out of
has.
words, it seems. Good thing that I was getting too sleepy to keep going. See you in 2022 for the yearly Small Leviathan Awards. Nice. I'm excited. No logo though. That's Small Leviathan. He just does the awards, but there's no branding, no shirts.
Get some branding.
No shirts. You know what? I really hope Small Leviathan says something about Activision at the Small Leviathan Awards this year. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I hope Small Leviathan doesn't just brush that under the rug. You know what I mean? Because it's an opportunity.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
From Jason A. Sackle. For November, once again, I didn't play anything new. Nothing came out that... It's Jason Sackle. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing came out that piqued my interest. I almost decided to revisit the PS2 Grand Theft Auto games via that collection, which I have been doing. Beat San Andreas, currently in Vice City. Loving Vice City. Vice City is just... Vice City wants to have a good time.
Yeah.
I almost decided... San Andreas is hard.
Yeah,
Holy cow. There were some parts I thought I was done. I was like, my playthrough ends
done.
here. Vice City is very... The checkpoints are rough, but... when you get shot, your health doesn't go down as fast. It goes down very fast in San Andreas. It appears to have not turned out well. Two factors were at play. It appears to have not turned out well. Also, only really interested in revisiting Vice City. Down the line, if they sell them separately, I may bite. That's just it for gaming, though. Maybe there will be something in December that reels back into gaming. That would be a nice olive branch if Rockstar sold them separately.
That would be
for like $10 a
great.
piece over the holidays. That would be a nice...
There's no way it'd be $10 or 20.
No way, yeah. 15.
15. You're right, Jones, because they want
16.
you to get the 3-pack.
Right.
Still.
Maybe there will be something in... Okay. I just looked back at the list and... Maybe there will be something in December that reels back into gaming. Just looked at the list and there is Alfred Hitchcock Vertigo? What? I may have to take a gander at a trailer for that. It's on PC, I think, only. Yeah, it's as bad as I thought it would be. Oof.
Oh.
I did finally watch Only Murders in the Building. It's kind of like that Sherlock game. It's like, it's really good storytelling, but you got, janky. I did finally watch Only Murders in the Building. Check out Cup of Jones this morning for Amanda's take on that. Via a puppet. She brought in a puppet while she was talking about it. Fantastic show. It was done so well and delivered everything I wanted from it. On the other side of the spectrum, Cowboy Bebop came out. That just seemed like a disaster. Can't blame the actors. The biggest issue from the show comes down to the direction and writing. The performances are so over the top and cartoony, but I feel like that was the direction they were given. It doesn't make the characters feel real. What works in one medium doesn't necessarily work in another.
Yeah.
Don't.
Very true. Very true.
I am not... You know what's so funny? Dude, you and I both did this. You and I both, saw Attack of the Clones and were like, dude. We, went home and were sad. And then they animated it, and it worked. You know, it all kind of...
Worked much better.
Brought in James Arnold Taylor and whoever played Anakin, his name I forget.
Well,
and they made
a lot of that's because the writing, too.
But yeah, I just needed to live in that world for longer.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first word of Attack of the Clones?
No.
The scroll?
No.
War!
Oh. War! No, I don't remember a lot of that kind of stuff.
Not Hayden Christensen, the voice actor, clown boss. Stop it. That's why I said James Arnold Taylor. I didn't say Ewan McGregor. I'm not sure.
Hello.
Hello. That's why I want them to reanimate Star Wars. Start with Episode 1, go all the way through 9, retell the story, animate it, recast everybody.
Yeah, interesting.
Be fun. Got to get something on Disney Plus. Bad
Batch.
Which I have, yeah.
Pretty good.
I got to catch up on.
Pretty good.
Thankfully, we don't review television shows.
Yes.
I am not against live-action adaptations at all. People will argue, just watch the anime, which is dumb and half the time a bit hypocritical. Sometimes they tell the people just watch the cartoon, which is based on the comic. By that logic, why create the cartoon? Just read the comic. It's about appealing to the people who prefer it in a different medium. Everyone has different tastes and ways they consume media, and that's cool. I'm for it.
Sure.
Let the creators' stories reach more people. I think it's interesting to really understand a lot more about Kate Bishop before Hawkeye finally premiered. So, I didn't know anything about her a year and a half ago, and now, I'm watching Haley Steinfeld being like, okay. You know, I actually have an opinion of, how she should portray the character I didn't know existed 2 years ago. It's crazy. And we're talking about it coming up. The main cast for the One Piece live-action series got announced, and I dig it.
Okay.
Sackle, I'm very curious to see Sackle's take, as One Piece is very important to Sackle.
Yeah.
They seem like a great fit and seem genuinely excited for the series again. I hope they really put thought into what works in an adaptation for live action. No reason to be negative. Curious if you want it to be good, because that's the other thing. I heard from Cowboy Bebop fans who were like, whatever. Yeah, it's not good, but I'm not mad.
I mean, Cowboy Bebop, I was just I don't even care about watching it.
So I felt about Dune. Dune was... I lived there for that duration of that film, but I didn't need it. I'm not I need Dune to finally fix something from,
Yeah, sure.
I was like, nah, man. I read that book and it was sweet. You can make whatever weird movie you want to make. It's a good book. They see... Again, Hawkeye has been a blast so far. Haley Steinfeld and Jeremy Renner are great to bounce off of each other so well. Also, simply a sucker for the whole vibe Renner's character gives off, where he just wants to be done with it already. I love that scene in the diner where he's like, no, I want to, I hang out in the first real line that he has, other than Thor, in Avengers. Nick Fury shows up and is like, where's Hawkeye? And he's hanging out in the back, and he's like, I told you to keep an eye on things. And Hawkeye's like, that's how I keep an eye on things. From a distance. So I like that scene in the bar where he's like, I've always said it the whole time that I don't like people to take my picture. Also, simply a sucker for... I just hope it sticks the landing, which a lot of the Marvel shows haven't, sadly. I still need to find time to watch The Beatles Get Back. I know...
I've been watching that.
6 hours. Saw Ghostbusters Afterlife. I didn't mind the abundance of nods to the first movie. The tone and pace were different from the originals, which I thought worked. I'd rather Jason Reitman do his own thing rather than try to imitate his father's style. Felt like a safe approach. Didn't mind. I felt like Dolby Cinema is the only reason worth going to the theater these days. Anywho, hope you all have a good holiday season and a safe new year. Love you, Jason. That was surprisingly cheerful.
Yeah.
Jason Sackle post.
All right.
Yeah. Level Capybara. Hello, Brandon. Hello, Brad.
Hello.
And happy holidays. I hope they treat you and the crew well and close out the year on a festive and jolly note. With 2022 fast approaching, it's time to reflect on 2021, the sequel to 2020 that no one asked for. It's been a tumultuous ride, but this year has also brought a bit more hope than the last, not to mention some of the most impactful games I've ever played. Shout out to Ben Moore, whose hearty No More Heroes 3 recommendation led me to discover one of my new favorite trilogies in gaming, as well as the true meaning of Mo. But...
isn't it Moe, I think?
Moe? Oh, no.
I don't know.
Did I walk into that one?
I don't know. I'm out of the loop.
Of Moe. M-O-E. Of Mo! This is a Stooges reference, right?
Mo. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But you know what one of my favorite gaming moments this year was? It was when Brad streamed The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD over the summer. For context, the Zelda series stole my heart over 2 decades ago when Ocarina of Time first introduced me to video games. Flash forward to 2020, when the pandemic first broke out, when the anxiety and grief felt overwhelming, I took a breath and made a list of the games I'd grown up with that meant the most to me. My plan was to spend the pandemic getting reacquainted with old favorites and embracing how much they meant to me. Zelda games, Ocarina of Time among them, dominated the list. Each time I finished one, it felt reaffirming. If I'd made it far enough to replay an entire Zelda game, maybe things would turn out okay in the end. The Skyward Sword stream helped with that process. It was always a blast to see your favorite content creators streaming your favorite games. And Skyward Sword has been a special game in my book for a decade in running. Your playthrough and commentary were the highlight of a number of weeks this year, and these days especially, it means a lot to be able to look forward to something that each week. So Brad, from one Zelda fan to another, thank you for streaming Skyward Sword this year. I guess you can't really spell Zelda without an E, a Z, and an A.
Ah, yes.
Don't tell that to Damiani.
There will be more Zelda streams in the future.
And to all of the allies, thanks for everything this year, and best of luck in the next. Love and respect, Level Capybara. P.S. Brad, your peppy hair from a couple of podcasts ago is impeccable. And Jones, you sound just like the guy who narrates the EZA reviews. Keep up the good voice work.
Nice.
Yeah. I was always a big Game Trailers fan over the years, so I'm just trying to recapture that old aesthetic.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah. Sadly, died in a plane crash. Disappeared in a plane crash. That guy who did the Game Trailers reviews vanished in the mountains.
Oh, God.
Didn't know where he is, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Some say he's still alive. Some say he haunts them mountains. Time to move on to drawings. I'm going to go get a snack.
Yeah, get a snack.
For drawings, I'm hungry. You want anything from the...
No, I'm okay. Twilight Princess playthrough will happen. I've been holding out on a Switch version for a little bit because I don't want to get out the Wii U because it's a fucking pain in the ass, but it may happen. I would like to do all the Zeldas at some point, but I definitely want to do Majora's Mask 2. Probably Twilight Princess then Majora's Mask. Well, unless Majora's Mask comes out pretty soon on Switch. But I love streaming Zelda games. There's a lot of good shit. Oh, Christmas vacation goes on. Thanks. Yeah, I'm hoping to just hang out with the family, play some video games, some good stuff like that. I still got stuff I have to play for Goaties. Doors Master your fave. Yeah, I'm playing the 3D version right now. That game's still really sick. I guess all Zelda games are sick to me, though. Oh, hey, thanks, Jesse. Cheetos. The Puff Cheetos.
There's the last non-spicy chip in there.
Yeah.
We gotta replace the chips. Did a good job restocking the fridge, but we're sadly behind the chips.
You know what, Chad? Jones restocks like everything here. And he needs a little round of applause for doing that stuff.
We're doing what now?
Restocking the fridge and stuff.
Oh, sure.
Jones does like a lot of the chores around here. How can you do manuals on skateboard? Balance. Just practice balance.
Turbo Chicken Man has an important message about his submission.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
Let me know. I will pause before I do anything for Turbo Chicken Man. That's not coming up for a while. So.
Do you think Chrono Cross Remastered will just be announced or shadow dropped at the Game Awards? That's a good question. Hopefully shadow dropped. That's an interesting game with a 10 out of 10 soundtrack. There's Turbo Chicken.
They can't show the video with inaccurate credits or without credits, no. And Jesse sent her submission through Patreon, and I 100% didn't grab that. But we got drawings.
All right, let's
We
go.
got Michelle Jackson looking back on the year.
Oh, okay.
Kicking ass. Hey, Brad Jones. Hi, Michelle.
Hey.
Happy holidays. Since it's the end of the year, I thought I would share some of my favorite art pieces from 2021. Also, I wrapped up the D&D campaign I was DMing last month. Shout out to my players Jess, Brandon, and Schmuck, who are all Easy A fans.
That's fun.
Number 1, a character I made based off of an art prompt that was going around Twitter. Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, just, character I made and then moved on with my life. Crazy. Number 2, concept art for a character whose design I had trouble nailing down. That's cool that that's a favorite art piece.
Mm-hmm.
Something that, yeah. I wonder if this is like the final, or just part of the process. Number 3, a doodle from a class the other day that made it to the top 10. I get Isla vibes from that.
Sure.
It's fun. It's a fun character. Yeah. Every time I see the word Pomona, I think of Die Hard. Pomona. You're going to be in the car the whole time. I got really into making fake magazine covers to use as set dressings in Unusuals. I love that. And I was hoping that's what that was when I first saw this image. So Unusuals is the game that Michelle Jackson's putting together that we have been spying on for a while. Yeah, I love that. That's like GTA style. I love set dressing like that. Here's another fake magazine cover. I was like, that looks like a magazine. I obviously can tell what that is. Okay. Here's the other one. So,
nice. Persona character.
that's a damn sexy album or magazine cover. And another fake magazine cover. So yeah, I've seen them all. Nothing like a character selection screen that's just like, let's go. So I'm so ready. Also Paranel for sure, because I've just watched her too much from these videos. The startup screen. The parallax map used for the weapon shop.
Ooh,
Let's go.
Parallax.
The parallax map used for the weapon shop.
Cool.
At this point, I think a wonky perspective is my trademark. Yes. And the parallax map for the confectionery.
Nice.
Which is great. Which I think I've seen before. Yeah, I remember you... or I might have seen like a very early version of that. Boy, it's hard to... I've seen the games from so many different directions.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle. That's awesome. And I think not only, obviously, just to see stuff you're working on, but like what... They weren't all the same type of thing. I love yours. Like this doodle.
Doodle.
Made to the number 3
Parallax.
slot. Speaking of sexiness.
Okay.
Speaking of being hot. Okay, can we just...
Whoa.
Right there. Who's that? Can you tell who that is?
Who is that?
Who's that? Who's that, Chad?
Something on his arm. Is that Winter Soldier?
That's Bucky, baby.
Yeah.
Hello, allies. This is from Kit Snow. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier came out this year and reignited my love for Bucky Barnes. Anyway, here's Bucky and Steve. Love and respect. Kit loves tragic men. Snow. Yeah, so that's hot. And then just like Oh my.
Hmm.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
Nice. Good stuff.
Come on now. They're really great. And again, the red and blue.
Mm-hmm.
Sucker for that. Love it. Had to make them face each other. From Jethro and Hey Allies, here we are. It's December. I've made it 11 months doing a drawing for my daughter every day this year.
Wow.
I've definitely had a blast getting back into drawing, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't ready to take a break in January. Anyway, here's a few more that I thought turned out well recently. Do you think any of these are going to resonate with you?
Maybe.
Any children characters that might resonate with Brad Ellis? Thanks for all the supportive words about my past entries, and thanks to all the work you guys do. Love and respect, Jethro.
Sora.
Thanks for all the work that you do. Sora is not in this list, but
Damn.
we will get a little bit of Disney.
Oh, that's from Moana.
Yeah.
Forgot his name.
All these do, Jethrin is making me think of Disney Infinity. For some reason, and it doesn't always happen, but for some reason, when I booted these up today,
You poor soul.
especially there's one coming up that I'm just like, oh, we never got. I mean, that would be great. I mean, the whole cast would be amazing.
Hell
Shout out
yeah.
to Jim
These
Cummings.
are good.
But this is the one. Or wait, no, that
Oh,
would be
shit.
amazing.
Great Mouse Detective.
Obviously.
Send that to Huber.
Wait, no.
Cat in the
He
Hat.
would not be in Disney Infinity, but he's like, I like the blue background.
Yeah.
Good touch. That's actually really, 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 really good.
Yeah, these are great.
As somebody who Cat in the Hat is on the shelf in my house right now. Yeah, that one kills me.
Oh, Launchpad.
That one.
That's sick.
Thinking about a Launchpad, like Infinity character, and like he comes with his own plane.
Get
and, like, just-
Launchpad. Isn't
Didn't
it
get any
weird
ducks.
how he's
Well,
in
we got to Donald, but
DuckTales and Darkwing Duck? Shit.
the fact that we got Donald and no Goofy is such.
Yeah, that's upsetting. I like to think, Jones, they were saving Goofy up for a big
We
moment.
got the little caveman kid from The Good Dinosaur, and not Goofy. All right, sorry.
Maybe they're waiting for the.
Jethro did a wonderful thing.
Maybe they're waiting for the
his
Goof
child.
Troop pack or something.
And then, of course, come on now.
Yeah.
I like Infinity the same as Pokemon do, where fish just kind of float. They float on the air currents, the water air currents. Jethro and your daughter's very lucky. Those are crazy. Travis Miosi, hey allies. Trying to make some digital paintings for friends for Christmas, and I wanted to share my work in progress. I don't have a style. I'm still learning things. So I'm using this to try things out, and maybe I'll end up gravitating to one of them. The first picture, so these are all works in progress. The first picture is a kitty cat.
Okay. Hey, little kitty.
Playing with the ball. Is going to be a kitten sitting in a basket of yarn, batting at the ball of yarn it is made out of. I want this to be in simple shapes with smooth, smooth lines, kind of like what you'd see with stickers.
Mm-hmm.
This friend loves cats, knitting, everything pink and cutesy stuff. The second picture is going to be grayscale. I think this is more Brad Ellis' speed. And it's supposed to be an armored guy or creature holding the head of someone it just killed.
Cool.
I'm thinking some traveler was sitting at a campfire too close to the road when this armored guy found him. Too close to the road. A campfire too close to the road is like a good novel title, you know, like
Campfire too close to the road.
or like a good quest.
I was
like,
gonna say that reminds me of a quest. Yeah.
The campfire too close to the road. I was thinking either standing over it or sitting at the campfire with the corpse next to it. It's funny if you're an artist and you have a corpse and you're like,
What should I do with this corpse?
Should I move? Definitely going for some Dark Souls inspiration since this friend loves the series and type of art.
Nice.
The last painting I want to share is the progress that I've made, and I love this so much because we get to go through all of the stages. So let me hit this and then all the ones underneath it because I love doing this. The style I was going for is something more like a storybook illustration. My friend loves reading, plants, and coffee.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
I wanted something that could hang in her new reading room. Out of her favorite genres, I went with fantasy and decided on The Hobbit as inspiration.
Ooh. Yeah.
Since it's one of her favorite books. It feels like I'm getting close to being finished, but man, I still have so much to do, LOL. I don't really have a good workflow, not that efficient, and I don't know how to do stuff most of the time. Hopefully I can still get them done in time. Thanks for checking out my work. It helps a lot. I'd love just more
Quick
stuff.
suggestion for this picture. If this is bag end, there needs to be the tree above it. You gotta put the tree.
Oh, interesting. Thanks, chat. We do like moving it over. Oh, and the book's got a little more detail.
Okay, things
so
are
a little
changing.
more-
Things are changing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a little more because it is up pretty high. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
But if it's not bag end, then it's
So
appropriate.
it's slowly down. Yeah.
Just be clear.
It's her own bag.
Yeah.
It's her corner of bag end. Hope everyone has a wonderful holiday, Travis. Thank you, Travis.
Thanks, Travis.
From Jim Nguyen, hello, Brandon and Brad. Started late on monthly Chun-Li, but here she is.
Oh, Chun.
Yeah, everybody's got their goals, man. Everybody's filling their art quota for Easy Allies and beyond.
Nice,
She is. She's
dude.
getting the shot ready. Wait, a little less defined, but there she's.
Oh, sick.
There's the other B.
Chun-Li, dude. A classic.
Chum is great because when he draws stuff, a lot of times he'll like draw something and then the second one is like more zoomed out. So it's neat to see him being like, no, I want this to be
more.
I want you to see a kneecap, or I want the arm to be more visible. Finally got my PC parts, so I started building it late last month and testing out Intuos 4, a pen tablet that has been in storage for a decade, so naturally they won't support it anymore. But at least I found a driver for it with some tips on new software. I drew a bonus Chun-Li. I did it pretty slowly without diving into any features except layers that I learned a decade ago, but eventually we'll step by step through learning it. The goal is to go mainly digital in the future. Nice.
Nice.
So yeah, here's the beginning.
Sweet.
There's all this awesome stuff underneath it. I don't know if you can tell, but I just love doing this.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like I'm drawing. It's like, look what I'm drawing,
I'm doing
everyone.
it. Reminds
Look at
me of Mario Paint.
that. Yeah. Look at that. Look what I made.
Dude, sick. Nice.
Shout out to your tablet. That's awesome. I love that it's a super old tablet, but it's the 4, the Intuos
The 4? Yeah.
The Intuos 1, it's like, you can't, this batteries don't even work in that thing anymore. Finished Tales of Arise, and it was a very good game, even if I do miss some stuff from the past. First time I think all the characters are fun to play with, but I mostly played, people are posting screenshots from Tales of Arise on Twitter, and I'm like, that's a world I wouldn't mind running around. That game is pretty.
Yeah, it is.
Also not with appearance, but one reminded me of Tabletop Escapades in many ways. Got Eula in Genshin Impact after spending 60-ish wishes. Don't worry, I didn't pay any of it except my time, and she's great. Ghostbusters Afterlife was pretty good, and so was Hawkeye Episode 3. Ghostbuster, Hawkeye. I haven't watched much live lately because I now mainly do night shifts, so all streams happen when I work. Anyway, next time is next year, so Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Love and respect. Terju Enki. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's it for drawings. Nice. Pew. Let's look at photographs from Christian Marchalt, who gave me 10
Wow. All right.
when it's clearly 9. Clearly 9 is the maximum amount of
People
things you
always
can send
slipping
in.
those in.
Hello to you two great humans. Sorry, but somehow I messed up with my entry for November. I posted a few minutes before the deadline, but the post vanished. I just found out.
Damn.
Shout out to everybody again who, there are 2 people who submitted, who were like placeholder for my comment, and then that's all we got. So I don't know if that was a technical mistake or if any stuff got deleted. RF Switch will let me know, I'm sure. So I will give it a try again this month. Last time I participated in the showcase, I brought my Tesla Sentry Mode music video. Dude. So this was a music video that Christian worked on where the band went to Tesla's, performed their song around the Tesla, around north, south, east, and west, then left a post-it note on the car saying, your Tesla has a camera that records when people are close to the car.
Whoa.
And we recorded our song to your car for our music video. If you want us to F off, crumple this up and throw it in the trash. But if you want to be in our music video, go to tesla.com. And they had a little step-by-step, here's how you do this.
That's really crazy.
And like 40 people submitted, like a lot of people submitted their
Wow.
stuff, and they all got credit in the music video. But it's a fun video to watch because it's like 4 things.
Wow,
And like the
that's
lead
cool.
singer's on the front of the car the whole time. And so it's, like, it's fun. Imagine just like, just like open the car. Why aren't you opening the car? And the guy's like got the key, like, hold on a second.
What the hell is this?
Like
Yeah.
I'm reading. What is this? And since I got a tweet and an Insta story from the official Tesla Motors account, and it was also mentioned by several other YouTubers, we're pretty happy with the response.
Nice.
If Brad's interested, the music video is at AutoJohn, A-U-T-O, like automobile, and John, regular spelling, J-O-H-N, .de, autojohn.de, one word. What is there to show today? Feel free to show the pictures while I'm reading the rest of my post. You got it. Let me open them all as we go down the list. And the last image that I'm cutting from the showcase so savagely is just all the people that participate in this smiling. So
Yeah.
you see these people in these pictures. So, I organized a public art gallery featuring 5 digital artists, including myself.
Cool.
You can find that at bit.ly/nocryptospace, NOCRYPTO space, SPACE. The idea was to use crypto art and to go into the complete opposite direction. No minting, no market value, no trading, no eternal preservation, just 24 billboards in the public space and just for 10 days. To enjoy for everyone and hopefully more environmentally friendly. I love that, like, these are just, just walking down the street and you're like, oh okay, what's this?
Yeah.
I love the Batman there, like sold. But I love like how little it took to put this guy together, and it's still such a mood.
Yeah.
I love that his cup's just a block.
Yeah, I do like that.
I like that it's like dark but also really lit. I like that there's no bartender, there's no chair. It's just
him.
That's really cool. And that's the only thing. It's like I'm just bouncing up and down with my opinion on cryptocurrencies and NFTs and everything. And it's one of the things that makes it so damn hard is every now and then I read some success story from some artist who was just about to go homeless and made $200,000, and it's like, like an NFT. So it's like I got to win like that, at the beginning of the 21st century with with websites. I bought a URL that worked out really well. So it's like when you see somebody having a success story, it's hard to tell them that they're wrong. But I'm still gonna do it. Obviously. And yes, I named one of my artworks. To enjoy for everyone, hopefully more environmentally friendly. I made a tour with 2 of the other 4 guys, and we found out that the surrounding environment gives the artworks a special touch, like putting it into a new context. And yes, I named one of my artworks Shadow Drop. Totally intentional. The last picture shows from left to right, which is not in there. Christian, the Juan Zimmer Champions guy. Cornelius, a very successful NFT artist. And Jimmy, concept artist doing stuff for Marvel movies and Netflix series. And it seems like Cornelius's Domrick last name sounds like Damrich. Damrich. Is not so far from the truth because his NFTs are actually sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Crazy. Damn. Have a great day. Take care, Christian. Good for him. So this is everybody showing off their stuff. Super cool.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I love it. Looks like a Call of Duty map on the left there,
Yeah. Kind of reminded me of Death Stranding. I don't know why.
But just being in traffic and just looking out the window, like, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I also get like a subway vibe. Like this is,
nice.
Like a lot of people just get really big, cool art to put in the subway if you're just sitting there staring at it for a long time. That one's really neat.
Yeah. I like that one.
I like it kind of looks like stars in the background.
That's Starfield. Ooh.
It's cool against the trees.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep. All good.
Cool. Thank you,
good stuff.
But it. And from Nathan Kotor, hello allies. It's rare that I work with a deadline, but I was going down to California for Thanksgiving and had to finish my gift for my best friend, a beatification of his dog.
Oh, that's nice.
It was a bit of a rush, but I got it done in time. It was my most ambitious project, trying to get as close to photorealism as possible. 55 colors, 14,400 beads. This is Phobos. He's a good boy.
Great
but of course, I must have something gaming related for you each month. You don't, Nathan. You don't.
You don't need it, Nathan.
You don't. You don't even have to give us the $10 or more.
This is great.
Part of this tier. We appreciate it. But don't hurt yourself. We do have to do a community showcase. You do not have to make a video game related bead project for it. But they kick so much ass. And this one, I think I'm going thumbnail for this one. This one is
great picture.
Awesome. No, not the dog.
Oh,
this next thing.
Oh, this next one? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Because this is such a hot thing.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And I even love the brown tone. Like, we can even keep the brown tone in the background. It's just so recognizable. It works so well for a thumb. And it's the kind of thing, like, if you see it, like, on our website or, like, a little bit bigger, and you're like, wait a minute, are those beads? Very, very cool, Nathan.
Sick, dude.
We don't use enough photographs for thumbs for the showcase. All right. Let's do screenshots. Yeah! Screenshots. I got to load up a website really quick.
Okay.
Let's do pixelated first. Pixelated Pixely, is this my first showcase? I think it is. And it's something I would have waited a month for, but with Brad being here, I just had to jump on now. He was the inspiration for this new project.
Oh, shit.
I heard him talk about how he tracks the games that he plays and or beats, and at the beginning of the year I decided that it was time to get in on this. It mostly speaks for itself, but here are a few details. One, it kind of speaks for itself, but one of the things that's difficult, Pixelate, is it's kind of hard to read. Especially like this one that he gave me. Like, ooh, that's kind of tough. So I did this. So I've like zoomed in a little bit so we can read those. But let's go through this one first. Number 1, 2 games got 10s from me. The first, Half-Life Alyx, took me over 9 months to complete after dropping it multiple times. Not for any fault of the game, I guess. I just find it hard to stick with a VR game for a longer period of time.
It's fair.
One of the banes of VR.
Yeah.
The developers know it. That's why the Vader thing is in 3 parts. 'Cause you're sick. You're ready to move on. The second was the original Legend of Zelda, played on the new Game & Watch.
Oh, Zelda 2.
Holds up on the Game & Watch. Shout out to Brad, who then gave the Game & Watch to Blood, who then gave the Game & Watch to me.
Oh, Blood gave it to you?
When I came in and pouted it right in front of you. You remember that?
No. I didn't know Blood gave it to you.
You handed it to him, and I was like, oh, it was like the Game & Watch. Because I thought that was the one we got from Nintendo.
No.
And I was like, oh, if I got that from Nintendo, I was wondering if I could have it because I love Game & Watch. And he's like, no, this is from Brad. And he was like, here, you can have it. I'm like, no, Blood, don't give it.
Oh, I just gave it to... I had the extra one, Jones, and I was like... I'm like, who would actually appreciate this? And I was like, oh, Blood would probably like it. I didn't know you want it.
Oh, I'm such a Game & Watch
But yeah,
fan.
I'm glad someone's enjoying it.
We were talking about, like, in the 80s, what were you playing?
Game & Watch,
like,
okay.
Before Game Boy?
Yeah, hell yeah.
That was portable gaming, man. It was
Giving
awesome.
Zelda to someone as a gift.
It still holds up. Number 2, lowest rated game was my most anticipated game of the year. I played it on a very powerful PC, so performance was never much of an issue with Cyberpunk 2077. And I can forgive some bugs. What really stung was just how underwhelming the actual game itself was. I never got invested in the story like I did Witcher 3. The gameplay never felt inspired. The world and the graphics felt undercooked. This hurts me. Number 3, the average score was near 8.5. Number 4, total game time is hard to pin down. Some games were left empty because these were games I played while working from home in between calls. So the game was left on pause a lot. This would cause play time to inflate, so I didn't want to count them. I hate when I have a really good, accurate play time, and then I just come back to my desk, and it's like, I've left it on for 6 hours. Like, no!
I know. I know.
I just got to subtract that,
I was doing that with Halo. I was like, how long have I been playing this?
Of the games I did count, we hit 797 hours. Number 5, my game of the year is a game that didn't come out this year. I will wait until Damiani joins us to talk about Final Fantasy XIV. I have things to say about it. Number 6, I will beat any more games. Will I beat any more games before the year ends?
Whoa.
Oh my.
Probably.
I'm on the 4th dungeon. I'm on the 4th dungeon of Link's Awakening on the Game & Watch. That should make it.
Yeah.
I have doubts about Endwalker. Sure, there aren't any post-expansion patches, but doing it while everyone else is, and with potential server and queue issues, who knows? I got pretty far in Far Cry 6, but I paid for a month of Ubisoft Plus, and it just ended. I think I got my fill. Only game left this year is the Halo Infinite game. It's interesting to think of a game like Netflix or Amazon Prime.
Okay.
I love when I start a movie on Amazon Prime and then go to rewatch it, and they're like, "Nah, you gotta pay up now because it's gone." And I'm like, it's funny to think about that with like the Far Cry franchise. Only game left this year is the Halo Infinite campaign. I've also included the other part of this Google Sheets doc, my backlog. Didn't do too well with it. Haven't touched it in a while. Expect it to grow more than shrink in the near future. It's true.
Halo was good.
Here's the...
Worth a playthrough.
Yeah, there's the backlog.
Oh, this is the backlog. Okay.
Or
Demon Souls?
Or maybe this is the...
36 hours played?
This had scores on it, right?
Yeah, high, mid, low.
Right. Okay. And then this is just like descriptions for all of them.
This is like way more than I do. I just list games I rolled credits on.
Oh, I have it backwards. Okay, this is the backlog.
Oh.
Yeah, because Final Fantasy 14's on here.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see the scores and stuff.
36 hours played. I was just playing 4 hours? Yeah.
Thank you, Pixelated. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm just
looking
at everything
This is the season
played.
for lists, man. Yeah, this is the season to be like, yep. Fable 2 is downloaded on my Xbox right now.
Or of Ecclesia.
Play Fable 1 and I'll get into Fable 2. Nice. I got to download a thing from Jesse Blue, and I got to run to the bathroom. But we got voiceover coming out from Jesse Blue, and then we got music, and we need to stop. Let me just double check. Maybe I'll bold it when we get to it. Is it near the end? Turbo Chicken Man is literally the very last.
Turbo Chicken Man.
So we will make sure to get that file and play it correctly. And I will grab just Blue right after the research break. Just keep it. Check out the list.
Yeah, I love these lists, man. Haven't played Yakuza yet, looks like. Or Like a Dragon. Realm Reborn? Heaven's Ward. Oh, so you played all of like 14 this year. Dang. The Legend of Zelda. Not played yet. Metroid Dread, Sonars, yeah. Psychonauts 2, not played it either. Axiom Verge 2, I have not played that. Ratchet and Clank, PoE. You can sink a lot of time in PoE. Circle of the Moon. Phoenix Rising, good game. I got some problems with it, but I would love to see them do a sequel. There's some potential there. I know Jones loved that game.
What?
Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Oh yeah. No, I mean I hope.
Jones ate that up.
I mean knowing Ubisoft, that's always a franchise, I think. So. Go for it.
Bowser's Fury. I always forgot that came out. Jones is doing something.
Yeah. Grabbing Jesse's thing and grabbing
Oh, okay.
the updated file.
All right, hold tight, chat. Oh, you rated them. I just noticed that, a lot of them. I don't know if these are the same games though next to them. A lot of good scores. It seems you're on the grading scale that we are. The 20 point. Couple 10s, 2 10s. I don't know what they are.
He said he had 2 10s. It's Zelda and Half-Life Alyx.
Oh, right. Yep. Wait, Zelda 2 a 10? Is that what you gave a 10? Holy shit.
Fresh.
I like Zelda 2. Not one of my favorites, but I like it a lot.
That was the first Zelda I played.
Yeah. There's parts I like about that game. The idea. Zelda 1. I don't like Zelda 2. Got it. I prefer Zelda 1 over 2, but I think 2 is really good. Definitely worth a playthrough. Some cool systems in it. Just someone getting through that game is just like a fucking nightmare. Used unofficial illustrated guide. Cool. Oh, okay, it's back. Divinity Original Sin 2. Yeah, that game is super good. Super good. Super good. And that gets me really excited for Baldur's Gate 3. Hell yeah. We should just make tabletop in Baldur's Gate 3, and we'll just play that and treat it like tabletop. What's my favorite Yakuza? Let me think about this. I think 6 was my favorite. I loved 6. Yeah, Yakuza 8? They already, like, announced it. They're doing a sequel. No surprise. No surprise.
They were indeed a queer-looking.
Earthbound. That's a game I need to play. Still so many games to play.
Yeah.
Oh, Jones is ready.
I think I got your video. Turbo Chicken Man, you said grab the second export, but the link that you sent me, there's just a video on there, so I'm not sure what you mean by second export. It says final. It's labeled final.
Final.
And it's literally like the link that's in Patreon right now. So whatever that file is downloading, and I will throw that up.
Download it.
And we will start
Oh, right. Yeah. Headphones.
listening to things.
Listen.
I like it when we play music on the showcase because I like to pretend I'm in the studio, like a producer. Like, I like this. It's good. Yeah. But so I'm gonna give that vibe for Jesse Blue, like. Take it away, Jesse Blue. Greetings from the Midwest. I've been working on and off Chapter 3 of my audiobook YouTube series, but this chapter has proven complicated because there's so many character voices, so many animal character voices, and coming lower priority than a lot of other things I've had going on, so I haven't had a lot of time to work on it. I was still able to pull out a 3-minute chunk for you. It is after editing and some minor pitch shifting, but before assembly and background music. I also have to record the bumper at the beginning that says, previously on. Still, I hope you enjoy it. Love and respect, Jesse Blue. If you could, also, Jesse, if you could also record review copy provided by PlayStation and send us a version of that, I really appreciate it.
Damn.
Just while you're in the booth, you know what I mean? Just while you're recording this.
Party that assembled on the bank. The birds with draggling feathers, the animals with their fur clinging close to them, and all dripping wet, cross and uncomfortable. The first question, of course, was how to get dry again. They had a consultation about this, and after a few minutes it seemed quite natural to Alice to find herself talking familiarly with them, as if she had known them all her life. Indeed, she had quite a long argument with the Lorry, who at last turned sulky and would only say,
I am older than you, and must know better.
and this Alice would not allow without knowing how old it was. And as the Lorry positively refused to tell its age, there was no more to be said. At last the mouse, who seemed to be a person of authority among them, called out,
Sit down, all of you, and listen to me! I'll soon make you dry enough!
and they all sat down at once in a large ring, with the mouse in the middle. Alice kept her eyes anxiously fixed on it, for she felt sure she would catch a bad cold if she did not get dry very soon.
Ahem!
Said the mouse with an important air.
Are you all ready? This is the driest thing I know. Silence all around, if you please. William the Conqueror, whose cause was favored by the Pope, was soon submitted to by the English, who wanted leaders, and had been of late much accustomed to usurpation and conquest. Edwin and Morcar, the Earls of Mercia and Northumbria.
The Lorry said with a shiver.
I beg your pardon.
Said the mouse, frowning but very politely.
Did you speak?
Not I.
Said the Lorry hastily.
I thought you did.
Said the mouse.
I proceed. Edwin and Morcar, the Earls of Mercia and Northumbria, declared for him, and even Stigand, the patriotic Archbishop of Canterbury, found it advisable. Found what?
Said the duck.
Found it.
The mouse replied rather crossly.
Of course you know what it means.
I know what it means well enough when I find a thing.
Said the duck.
It's generally a frog or a worm. The question is, what did the Archbishop find?
The mouse did not notice this question, but hurriedly went on.
Found it advisable to go with Edward Atheling to meet William and offer him the crown. William's conduct at first was moderate, but the insolence of his Normans... How are you getting on now, my dear?
It continued, turning to Alice as it spoke. As wet as ever, said Alice in a melancholy tone.
Dang, that was great.
I want that mouse to read, like, Mass Effect lore to me.
Mass Effect lore.
Yeah.
The Krogans.
Somebody brought up your peppy voice, and I love that, like, a lot of this goes, you know, past the knowledge of people who are on the podcast, but I always do a little bit at the end of the podcast of just, like, these are my favorite one-liners.
Yeah.
Like, funny bits. And it's always interesting, like, what works as a joke in that context. And I had you as Peppy just being like, Luke, do a barrel roll. And then people said a bunch of stuff, and then it went back to you, and you were like, Luke, you're more like your dad, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
There's, like, some YouTube comments that were like, that was funny.
Peppy for Smash. Come on.
For Smash Wine?
I think I've been bitching about that since game trailers. I think we did a countdown about Smash characters, and I buried Wolf for no reason. I just wanted Peppy, and people got pissed. Be like, oh, I like Wolf.
From Will Schmuck, we're going to listen to some tunes. Howdy, Brandon and Brad. I have some metal for you to hopefully enjoy. I've submitted some music in the past, but all of it was recorded a decade ago, and I recently put together a recording setup for my drums to start playing and recording again. Everything other than the drums is courtesy of Santino HS on Twitter. That's Santino, capital H, capital S, on Twitter, who I met through a D&D community online. He wrote the entire track minus drums and sent it to me to arrange and record drums on, and we may or may not have other tracks in the works as well. Thanks, and stay easy. You know how to do it on volume. See this better.
Check.
Time of Noah! Final Fantasy VIII Power Metal Mega Man file?
Yeah. So yeah, this is very That was sick.
Kills me.
That was cool.
To take it out at the 3-minute mark. But there's
That was
six whole,
good.
there's 6 whole
That was fun.
deliciously chunky minutes of that if you want to check that out. Again, I always forget to mention this at the top. We'll mention it at the end. But patreon.com/easyyallies community showcase. Click on that tab and then the latest showcase, which I'll make public when we're all done. If you're like, that metal track from Schmuck, I got to play that again.
Yeah, that was good
It'll
stuff.
be there for you to enjoy along with YouTube channels and all of the other stuff that people have produced previously and all of the other showcases. From Kieran Little. Hi, Jones and Brad. I know it's a little early, but season greetings to you all. Not early at all. I don't think I've ever swore in a community showcase post. But since the calendar is about to reset, I'll use my yearly swear with this public service announcement from Software. Bring back Tenchu, you fucking cowards. Sorry, Jones. Anyway, with that out of the way, I recently enlisted the help of the amazing Aria Carino, a singer from the Philippines, to record a cover of the intro theme Sadame from Tenchu Wrath of Heaven. Please enjoy.
We just played that.
Kieran Little. Take me back.
was sick, dude. I'm glad you're here for that, Jones.
Yeah, Kieran tends to impress, but...
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, Jones is a big Tenchu fan, too, if you didn't know.
I
wish we could play Tenchu Z somehow together still.
Sure. One of my favorite co-op memories
Yep.
of all time. It was the first time I added co-op to Tenchu. I can't remember which one it was. Kim Nick H. Festive greetings, Jones and Brad. For this month's music bit, I went on with something more intense. Instead of making something from a classic ECA jingle or tune, I tried to make something out of the phrase hotake.
Oh.
The phrase does not really hold a melody, so I thought, let's go to my drumming roots and make something more percussive. So I kind of just made a 3-hit tagline reminiscent of the hotake for a song and then built something from there. The key is still the same as the Frame Trap tune. Strap in and get ready to battle H0-T4K3.
Okay.
The cyborg tank unit with an explosive opinion. Love and respect.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. This is Kim Nick H. Kevin's coming up next. Kim Nick, as you can see on SoundCloud. Jones brushes his teeth to this.
With your Quip toothbrush.
Not even the biggest fan of beat 'em ups, like historically, but like an easy beat 'em up is just something
I know,
I
yeah.
really, really, really want to bring to reality.
I feel like Mike would have to be the boss at the end of the game.
It's like another version of himself. Like Huber's in it, but
Oh, sure, yeah.
like we all have to fight evil versions of ourselves.
Huber from the future.
What is Huber?
Yeah.
So good. The final boss would be Kyle. Kyle would be like one of those bosses like in GoldenEye when he pulls out the gun but then drops it.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
He dies in one hit.
Yeah, big intro.
Yeah, you
Just kind of
punch him
throw him out a
once.
window. It keeps coming back. A Doc Brown spider monster would be a really rad thing to fight to beat him up. Martin! And they just glitching out. I haven't heard the end actually. I love a good MIDI fade.
We got a talented community.
We do. And that's a fun thing to say before you move on to Kevin Gillette. Hello, Brandon. It's not Gillette. It can't be Gillette. It's Gillette. And he's just been nice to me this whole time. I know it. I know it. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. Hello, Brandon. My favorite purchase of the month was the beautiful release of Skyward Sword soundtrack.
Oh.
That period during which Nintendo stopped releasing OSTs was a great shame. It deprived us of
Yeah.
the Skyward Sword OST the first time around. But I'm glad they're back at it these days, and that they conveniently re-release Skyward Sword now that it's usual for them to grace us with a gorgeous multi-CD set every time a Zelda game comes out. And that little music box playing the Ballad of the Goddess included in the Collector's Edition? Lovely. Apart from anything else, my favorite thing is how they include individual composing credits for each track, and not just a vague list of composers for the whole thing. I hope they keep that trend as long as possible. Also, possibly release them beyond Japan, because importing makes these things pretty pricey.
Yep.
Anyway, No great inspiration musically for this month, so back with some Zelda music remade using the Ocarina of Time sounds.
Oh.
Speaking of Skyward Sword, I had submitted the Sky theme some months ago already, so we're going further back this time for Spirit Tracks Overworld theme.
Ooh.
I love Spirit Tracks music. You should too.
I do like the
This
theme.
one with Ocarina of Time sounds takes on a slightly Lon Lon Ranch horse race feel, and it was quite fun to decipher. Have a great end of year, everyone. I'll surely be back next time with my traditional Christmas carol turned into an epic fantasy battle submission. Yes, the video is 4 minutes long, but for decent looping purposes, technically, you'll have heard the whole thing at 3:07. Which is still 7 seconds long, but whatever, Kevin. Jeez. Take it away. Amanda, for record, loved both of the DS games.
I hated the first one, but I liked this one.
Yeah. Just love trains.
This is a good jam, yeah.
It'd be fun to go back and play this. Think about like a DS thing for Nintendo Online.
Who knows how they do
This is Jones' dishwashing music after dinner. I wish. This is a little stressful for dishwashing. I can smell when it's 3 minutes long.
Man, that was super impressive.
That made me want to play Zelda game really bad. All right, on to the final category of the Easy Allies Community Showcase. Videos!
Video!
Keep your headphones on. From Sarah Knight, Abby, Holidays, Jones, and Brad. I hope things are going well for you guys. Just another drawing video for your pleasure. Enjoy. Hope you guys continue to stay safe and be awesome to everyone around you. Merry Christmas and happy 2022. Much love and respect.
Yay.
Sarah Knight. Yay.
Oh, more Skyward Sword music.
On it. This guy.
It's a great tune. Davey true.
This is just a tad peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
Shadows.
Yep, always good. Yep.
I am really enjoying watching that tree come together.
There it is. With the Master Sword.
Good measure.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah. RF Switch always 5 steps ahead of me. Is saying it's Alexander Sirionov who is next, and then Joey Bruno, who's not in my notes for some reason. So while Alexander Sirionov's video is rocking and rolling, we'll look up on that.
Okay.
From Alexander Zarianov, one of the rare videos that I'm requested to download so it can look as good as it possibly can. Brought up on Cup of Jones that the colors might be off last month. Doing the best I can. Hopefully the colors don't get in the way if you're enjoying this video. Hello, allies. I'm continuing highlighting my favorite Apex Legends characters. Previously, we saw Loba and Rampart, and today we'll talk about Wraith, who, by the way, is a free legend and one of the most popular picks. Years ago, Subject 61137, codenamed Wraith, woke up in a detention facility with no memory of who she was. A distant voice whispered in her mind, keeping her awake for days and nearly driving her insane. One day, a portal opened in her room, and a person came out, berating her for not fighting back. This person was herself from another dimension, on a quest for revenge on the people who experimented on her. The visitor taught her to trust the voices, which were voices of wraiths from other dimensions, and gave her the device needed to safely manipulate the void, the place between different universes. This allowed Wraith to escape from her dimension into the current one. Determined to uncover her true identity, she began a quest to find out more about the experiments and herself. As she learns more about who Renee Blasey was before she had lost her memories, Wraith is actively trying to avoid becoming the person she once was. In terms of gameplay, Wraith is an offensive legend. Her passive ability, Voices from the Void, warns her about traps, enemies taking aim at her, or when she's surrounded by numerous hostiles. This makes it harder for opponents to ambush you and your teammates if you relate this information to them. Wraith's active ability allows her to escape from the Void, making her completely invulnerable, faster, and barely visible. Other players only see a faint blue trail of her movements. This can be used to safely traverse through hot zones, to sneak up on less observant enemies, and to survive outside for the endgame ring. Her ultimate ability places 2 portals, allowing anyone to travel between places where she activated and deactivated this ability. Kate Bishop has that in Avengers, and I can't see anyone ever using it. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I wouldn't wait for a player to set a thing, and I would just if I'm running, I would just try to figure out how to get over there. I'm curious how that works in Apex. I would imagine they have a better design in Apex than they do in Marvel's Avengers. However, Wraith needs to slow down and focus to manipulate the Void, and she can't use any powers while placing portals, so she's very vulnerable while activating her abilities. I also enjoy playing as Wraith simply because I love her as a character. In this video, I've tried to highlight her abilities as well as her interactions with Mirage, who's one of her closest friends in other legends. Also, you'll see from a third-person perspective how she lowers her profile while running. This is just a small taste. The game is much more than I can possibly show in just 3 minutes.
She's one of the launch.
I know what you're looking for. I'm in.
Cool outfit.
I'm the jump master.
Yeah.
Void running. Void jumping. They've laid traps. I think there's a trap around here. Danger. I think someone's targeting me. You're in a kill zone. There may be some enemies around here. It's a sniper. There's a sniper in the area. Maybe. Follow the tunnel. I set the portal.
I need some help over here.
Hold on.
Attention, I'm moving on this side.
Leader appointed. Punching a tunnel. You're being aimed at. Set the portal.
You're being aimed at is a interesting thing to know. If a game tell you.
Don't worry. You got me with you. You got hope.
Another
Let you die.
Yeah, I guess the portal works really well if it's like super far away.
Recharging shield.
Hey, you can just say you'd miss me, you know. I mean, I won't tell. Many people. Recharging shields.
Let's just stay focused. Come on. Disappearing on me now. Good. We're inside.
No world without me would be tragic. Wait. Is there a world without me? Hey, wait. So, if I have dupes in every universe, how many versions of me are there? What a lucky universe.
You're really one of a kind, Mirage.
Hey, I got you. Good old dependable Mirage, who's about the greatest friend, right?
You sure got something. See, you're helpful when you try. 45 seconds, rings
Of
close.
course. I do try. I try very hard.
Thanks. This road would be a lot quieter without you.
Check it out over here. You down to clown, Blassie?
Keep breathing. Mirage will kill me if I lose his special friend.
Good one, Blassie.
Death box
Were
here.
you a failed comedian in another life, or just this one?
I'm not thanking you.
I didn't ask.
Reloading.
Champion.
And I love that all the Series Up videos you got.
Got to the emote. Let him know. Hey, that's the guy I played.
You are the Apex champions.
Nice. Get that W.
Fair enough. You are the Apex Champions.
Nice.
Yeah, Joey Bruno, I'll go back to... actually not.
Joey.
I'm not sure the best way to do this because I don't know what the web... Yeah, let's just do it here.
Okay.
We can... Oh, no, I gotta type in a keyboard to add it. But, yeah, I don't need the link. It's just the... Here, go back up.
Joey.
Post. That's right. Hello, Jones and Brad. So last summer I was working on training my new coding skills with a Hall of Greats website that I showed in last September's community showcase. Well, that website's changed quite a bit over the past year. Here are all the main changes. Some small design changes besides these, but these are the main ones. New website name. Inductee page now shows images instead of a table. Implemented a search bar into the nominees table page, which brings the searched game to the top of the table. Added a voting rundown table for each ceremony when votes are told. The About Us page is not the homepage anymore. More information button on the game page that leads to the Wikipedia for that game. Added a not found page. And then just types out Hall of Great, theHallofGreats.com, which I will type in
Nice.
to XSplit. Let's see what happens. Source.
Boop, 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 boop. The Hall of Greats. Stand by, chat.
Yeah, maybe I just gotta do it the other way. Thought that might work. Because then you can like click on it and stuff and it's up in the window, but I'll just do this.
Hold tight. Hold tight. Hall of Greats, baby. Hey, like all those good games.
Mm-hmm. Bounce page. The
rules.
current fans.
Metal Gear Solid. Phew, so many good games.
Nominations. Oh. Ah. Memory lane, baby.
Yeah.
All these things.
Dang.
Whew. First 12 grades. all up here at the top. It's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben knows. Okay, so we can go. All right, let's take a peek.
At mine?
Yeah, how you feel about that? Any you're ashamed of? Any
that I'm ashamed of?
Any you're more proud of than others?
I'm proud of Final Fantasy VII because I remember Isla presented it and didn't do much, and I was like, "Fuck that! Time to get that real shit in." It's brought Trouble not getting in hurts.
Look at you though, bro. Look at you, just Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Chrono
Yeah.
Trigger, Resident Evil 4, Final Fantasy VII, Super Mario World, Super Mario 64, Dark Souls Remastered. You're on a roll, baby.
I remember Super Mario World. That was the
Here,
last
too. I
time
mean, look at this. You know, come
people
on.
got upset. Imagine getting upset about
3
putting
games.
Super Mario World in there.
3 games.
It's
One of
okay.
those was Final Fantasy VI, which was not fair.
But you got World of Warcraft
I did.
back in there, which is huge.
That was a fun video to make. But I did bring Journey. Blood brought Journey too, and
I remember it was just
played the
music.
soundtrack, and we
It
were
was
all like,
just
okay,
music. Yeah.
Cool. I just want to make sure I did that correctly. Let me know if there was anything else particularly on that page you want to show. But, and that is just simply thehallofgrace.com. Go check it out.
Boom.
But WoW went from banned to inducted. That's how it rolls.
So yeah, could
That's how
happen.
it goes in the hall. All right, let's do those videos, and then I'll grab the last video. Or let's do more videos. Stephen Beaumont. Hey, Brandon and Brad, I just want to say big thanks to Brad for jumping on the Great Game Debate podcast with my mates Jonah, Caden, and Wes. The lads had a great time, and the Classic Vania versus Egavania debate was a blast. I personally voted Classic because Bloodstained Curse of the Moon was my most recent Castlevania experience, but unfortunately the community voted in favor of Egavania. Sorry, Brad. Thanks again. Love, respect, Stephen Beaumont. P.S. Link to the episode is in the showcase thread if you want to check it out. Also a new episode featuring Tokyo Slim. Should be dropping soon. So I think it's just a chunk from that appearance. Take it away. Brad Ellis.
Oh, the one I was on? Oh, God. I don't like watching things of myself.
It's the whole thing.
Hello, and welcome to the Great Game Debate podcast, where friends come together to talk about video games and our lives. I'll be your host, Caden Baratheon, and joining me as always is our man in the closet, Wes Bates. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man.
See, he's got the old DuckTales.
If we don't have any additional technical issues, then it's all good. It's all gravy, baby. No, things are going good here. Working on a little project that's giving me some good vibes this weekend. So I'm stoked about that. I'm super excited about this show, and I'm ready.
All right, and we are also joined as always by the godfather of the Great Game Debate himself, Jonah Gomez. Are you feeling the vibes today, Jonah?
Heck yeah, dude. I got a 3-day weekend this weekend, which is super awesome. We just started a new project for the Discord server, which I'll get into later, but good vibes are good for me as well, man.
Sick. And it is our privilege this week to be joined by our special guest, Bradley Ellis of Easy Allies. How you doing, man?
Good. Happy to be here. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll just jump right
Too
into it.
embarrassing for
I
me.
hope you guys stopped by the Belmont estate, picked up the vampire killer, because it's time for the icebreaker. All right. So, Brad, you're probably a man who needs no introduction, at least in our community, but you're probably most well known for being part of the Easy Allies, which we're all big big fans of, and we did kind of have a few Easy Allies related questions from our Discord server. But I'll throw you a little bit of a softball because you probably get this a lot. But your friendship with Michael P. Huber is somewhat legendary, and you could be succinct
legendary.
with this. Yeah,
Yes, it really is.
it really is.
If you didn't know.
Yeah, but this is something you've probably been asked before, so you can be as succinct as you like. But
Sure.
some of our Discord members were curious, how you two kind of met originally.
I think me and Mike. Well, we grew up together in school. Like, we were in kindergarten.
Wow, okay.
We were
Way
in
back.
different classes, but I think in first grade is when we and Mike were in the first class together.
Okay.
And we just kind of became friends since then, I'd say.
Wow. So it goes all the way back.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
That's awesome.
Well, kind of a follow-up on that. One of our other community members asked, what is the most, how do they phrase it here? What is the most heated you and Huber have ever got playing a video game growing up? You guys ever argue much or get competitive over it?
Heated against each other?
Mhm.
I think that was the intent of the question, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me think. I feel like Mario Party was
Yeah.
very heated a lot.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a
So
good
if you
tease.
notice, Mike, when we play Mario Party, he's like, I have to win this.
Yeah, he turns into a different person. There's a whole different mood from Huber. From the Void, hello Jones and Brad. It's been a while since I've submitted a video for Community Showcase. I've been dealing with a lot of changes in my life, all of them for the better. Yes.
Good.
I'm not complaining. I couldn't make the second part of the obscure Mario characters list I've promised, but things settled down. I finally got to it, and now I have a full list of unusual Mario characters to throw your way, so you can expect several months of that. For the first entry in the second batch, I'll start with one of the most obscure characters I have ever encountered. I dug a pretty deep hole with this one. Get ready for Oyazi. You can check the full video and a lot more on From the Void, that's regular spelling, games channel on YouTube. YouTube.com/From the Void. Thanks, love, respect. From the Void, a.k.a. Arthur Enrique Chinaglia. Yes.
And 1985 on the NES. It's a rather fun, although cryptic, despite being simple, even if inspired, but rather unpolished, little match 3 puzzle game in perpetual versus mode that Nintendo never bothered to localize because it came out in Japan 1 month short of 2 years after the Nintendo 64 was already out. So we missed out on a handful of Mario characters that were never seen outside of this game until more recently in 2017, fans released the first fan translation for Wrecking Crew 98. Seriously, God bless fan translators. This one was made by Shadow1333. Shout out. So we can now appreciate this game in impeccable English and get to know some of these very unusual characters. One of them is middle-aged man Oyazi.
Middle-aged man.
Whoa. This guy's awesome. Did he just beat up Mario?
This montage is sick.
So this here is the first interaction we have with Oyazi, okay? And right off the bat, what is that? That's a bottle of booze. That's a bottle of sake or whatever high alcoholic content liquor. And our friend Oyazi gives several indications that he is currently under the influence, okay? Look, he's waving the bottle around. He's now sitting on the floor crying. Then he gets up. But check out this little animation here. He leans on the bottle of booze to get up. And now his skin has taken a reddish tone, which, you know, is a common depiction for a drunk character. So, okay, we established that he is drunk, alright? We established that there is a drunk person in a Mario game, which is already pretty cool. But you may be wondering why, right? Why is he drunk and crying, sitting on the floor? Because he wanted to be a carpenter and build warm houses for the nice people. And instead, he's stuck as a construction worker making cold buildings for corporations. So what we're seeing here is a man going through midlife crisis and dealing with it by getting drunk and then playing some weird Wrecking Crew puzzle game with a total stranger. If Oyazi defeats you on a match, he'll give you some valuable advice based on what he's going through.
The world is a harsh place. The world is a harsh place. The world is a harsh place. Deal with it.
And if he loses, he sits down and cries some more. But then he cheers up, like you knocked him back to his senses, and now has a newfound resolution in life to go after his dreams and start building warm houses from now on. So there we go. If this is not the most grounded, real, and relatable character in the Mario universe, I don't know who is. Oyazi, 10th place.
That was good.
I'm so excited to get to the rest of the list.
That was good.
They're so great. But what a fun YouTube channel, because like I'm telling you, like there's so many times where it's like, did you know? Like, yeah, I probably did.
Yeah.
I haven't known any.
I didn't know any of that.
Any of the things. And
Did
these
not know
aren't
that.
like this one thing that happened on this date. These are characters. These are like people Mario has met. That From the Void just pulls.
It's crazy.
From the Void. Radioactive Magic. Firstly, hi Brad.
Hi.
Nice to see you on the showcase couch. I'm showing off the latest video from my series, a game design study asking, what if Pokemon was rebooted? I really hope you enjoy what you see, and hello Brandon, my good buddy Brandon. I know you greatly dread watching my videos because they make you sad. However, why do they make me sad? They might make me sad because I want that Pokemon game. Because he's basically describing the greatest. Like all of his ideas are like, that's a good. Of course. Oh, I never thought of that. Yeah, that's a good idea. The Pokemon games definitely don't do that thing you just said. However, if I could only convince you to take just a little time out of a single day to watch only one episode from start to finish out of my entire series, this is the one. Back when Ben was on the couch, I was showing the intro video. You sent a response to one part, please talk about the Pokedex. Well, this is that episode. I know you're a busy person, so if I can't convince you, and this is 18 minutes, I think. These are videos.
Meaty.
But they're so good. Like,
yeah,
this is a Radioactive Magic has big concepts, and it takes a while to explain all of it. But I'm excited. And we're getting ready for the holidays. Let's go. Unfortunately, not everything I have to say about this fits in within 3 minutes, and I have a lot. I have to skip a lot of other stuff, like the Pokemon University narrative I put out to help tie generations together. I'm seriously begging you, please watch it. Otherwise, thank you for your time and your opportunity to showcase to the community. Start at 10:28. Love, respect, Damon, a.k.a. Radioactive Magic. Damon also has a British accent that kicks ass.
Nice.
Might be Australian, but I think it's British. I'm going to stop you, and I'm going to go
time.
Oh my goodness, I nailed it. 10:28.
Else what? If the Pokédex automatically records data on Pokemon caught, shouldn't it record more than just one fact about any specific Pokédex invention? And
why
no video?
All the things not showing video? Oh, because From the Void's in front of it.
There you go.
as ever since his mother gave him the talk about the birds and the beedrills. So they task you with taking on the job to see what extra details the Pokédex might glean from the activity. Speaking of Pokédex recordings, this leads into my next idea. So, if true, else what? If the Pokédex automatically records data on Pokémon caught, shouldn't it record more than just one fact about any specific Pokémon throughout the game? What if you had multiple Pokédex entries per Pokémon?
Yeah.
Now, I am aware that Pokemon Home has something to this effect, but I'm not talking about the different ways you can organize your national dex, or how you can view their moves and abilities, or how you can see what regions and areas you can catch them in. All of that is fantastic, don't get me wrong, I would keep all that great stuff in there, but I'm talking about something different here. Imagine again if you were 2/3 of the way through the game and you happen to put a Pidgey into your party with 3 other flying types. The Pokédex bleeps at the bottom corner of the screen and lets you know that a new entry has been added to Pidgey's file. You learn that it is a bird most comfortable in a flock. Earlier in the game, you had put it in your party with a Caterpie, and you received an entry for both of them about the predator-prey relationship they have with each other. Finally, towards the end, your Pidgey file gains an entry from an NPC you talked to or a book on the shelf you read mentioning that, thanks to human interference, Pidgeys can be found almost anywhere on the planet. That same entry could probably be said for Rattata. This turns the game mechanic of the Pokédex into an element that complements the narrative. I believe this would help the player not just feel like they are going about capturing Pokémon, but actually doing the job of studying them, should the player care to invest the time. After all, isn't the classic introduction to the games one of the professors talking to you about the many mysteries to Pokémon that has yet to be discovered? Finally having a real reason to click on every bookshelf and talk to every NPC, as you never know what might trigger a new Pokédex entry. Thinking back to how this could narratively tie into the sequels, I think it is rather easy to put it in without dumbing it down. Due to how successful the original Pokédex proved itself to be, the Pokémon University... Pokeversity? Has more funding for ongoing field research. Thus, the player is taking the role of a new understudy in each new region. Another element to consider about the sequels is the Pokemon Bank, or Pokemon Home, or whatever, that idea of a system. For those who want to catch 'em all, what if the bank was held by the university and you could upload your Pokédex research into a central hub? A Growlithe you catch in one game has their Pokédex entry updated to your account and across all connected games. Encountering another in a later game becomes optional. I think that one of the issues that people had about Pokemon being missing from Sword and Shield was that anyone who enjoyed completing their Pokédex in a game could not. This idea of a university account is placing that Pokédex not in the game, but the larger universe. I would also hope that it makes completing the Pokédex a less daunting task. You only need to catch what you don't have in that generation, or simply focus on those extra Pokédex entries.
Whoa, that's crazy.
And that was just over 3 minutes. That's an 18-minute video.
Yeah.
And again, he says it's in a part of a whole series, and it's just like, I can only... why these videos pain me is because it's the same thing as people that made Animal Crossing update videos. Because it's like, you're right. You know, like, you're yes. Like, you've... And this is something I've thought about a lot every time I play a Pokemon game. Because it always cracks me up. They're like, go out and get these entries. And it's like, why do you need me to add the entry of the Pokemon that's right there? You know, it's like, what? Like, why don't you have it? Like, it's very strange, the whole idea of, like, this 6-year-old's the only one that knows anything that's going on here. You know, like...
That'd be cool if, like, you go on an uncharted island, Jones, or something. Then you find new Pokemon that not discovered or whatever. Does that happen?
That's Arceus. Like, that's not an island, but it's supposed to be so far back that they're genuinely, like, you're going to be showing Pokemon to people. They're like, what the hell is that?
Like, the Pokemon games there lined up reminds me how much I prefer the original art style of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, that red box art is so good.
Yeah.
Damn.
Joseph Caruso, a few years ago, I never would have imagined that I would pay thousands of dollars and wait for 9 hours in the freezing cold to get pit tickets for a Harry Styles of One Direction fame concert. About a year ago, I was playing the DJ rhythm game Fuser, and I was looking at the DLC songs, and my girlfriend noticed Adore You by Harry Styles. So I got it because she said she loves it, and now I understand she loves it for good reason. The song is such a banger that it's my #1 played on Spotify this year. In fact, anytime a friend visits and plays Fuser, they admit it's the best track. I've uploaded an edit of my footage of this live performance of Adore You from the pit of the concert.
Don't come after us,
which is
Harry.
Tricky, but I don't know if Blood's in chat, but like, no! We played, dude, on a previous showcase, we played one of the first recorded Beatle concerts ever.
Wow.
And it's John Lennon and Paul, like, telling people to F off in the crowd. Shut up! You know, just
really?
Like,
that's awesome.
Yelling at hecklers and stuff. So it's like an infamous recording, but it didn't flag anything for us. So it's like, a part of it was the Beatles playing music on our Twitch channel, but I wonder if just saying the words Beatles playing music on Twitch will get you nailed. Yes, I'm a 36-year-old straight male in a huge stadium filled with women roughly half my age losing their minds. And I can confidently admit Harry Styles is the definition of cool and sexy. You're wrong.
No.
He dances awkwardly and wears the most ridiculous outfits. That's the one thing that I will admit I have paid attention to and respect Harry Styles a lot for.
Mm-hmm.
That guy will wear anything and sell it. Like that guy can. I've seen that. Harry Styles does very unusual things and he pulls them off. But it works because he's just pure confidence. Please enjoy. I promise that the awkward singing you'll occasionally hear isn't coming from me or my girlfriend. Note that the live version is actually quite different from the studio version, so I don't think Twitch will notice it. No problem, right? Let's see. Let me.
Oh boy.
Bring it up, and then we'll hear.
Bloodworth.
Let me just make this. Super quiet. So here it is. Okay.
Wow.
So scared.
Yeah, you should be scared. I'm scared.
All the phones.
Oh, a stage is like in the middle. That's cool.
Yeah. All right, I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm scared.
That link's on there. I know we're owed 3 minutes, but you didn't write that song.
That's
you didn't perform that.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
You didn't, Mr. Cone Man, that song. Four more. Bo, hey guys, I've come to the conclusion that I need feedback from my game before I go further. So I decided to release a playable demo, but I have to make one first. Love and respect.
Okay.
I think you're going to dig this game, Brad, when it eventually comes out. Before we're done, I will go back. I'm curious what chat's going to have to say. Maybe we'll go back at the end and I'll turn the volume off and we'll watch that whole thing. If that's that's something people really want to check out. Didn't mean to cut it short, but that is...
We're just scared.
But tis playing with fire.
Yeah.
Just forgot. First up...
Oh, it's Struder.
So, I'm currently working on a playable demo, but it's slow going and kind of boring. So I figured I'd show some stuff that either didn't make it into other videos or I simply just forgot. First up, the reason my character has been red, blue, and green is because I was testing palette changes that the player can choose in the game. Before I start, I have no idea if any of this is right. In fact, I'm pretty sure most of it is wrong. I'm not an expert in this. So, I guessed that I can break down the RGB channels from a texture to separate the pieces of armor the player is wearing. So it will go from this texture, take only the red value. I will then add in another texture, separate that RGB channel, and get even more sort of separation from the texture itself. So if the player only wants to change one piece of armor, they can do that instead of having to pick from a list of armor color sets. Again, I'm 90% sure I'm doing this wrong.
That's cool.
Next, I was experimenting with cloth accessories that you can put on your character, like shirts, capes, or bandanas. So first I made a shirt in Blender. I then weight painted the parts I didn't want to move to the bones of the rig. I exported it out, put it into UE4, cloth painted the sections I wanted to simulate, and if the physics gods were kind, put it on my character. I stopped progress on these because I was busy, but mostly because there's not a lot of information to help you in this sort of section, so I kind of just got fatigued and moved on. In the prior video, I was having trouble with getting the player to climb on movable objects. Well, now the player can climb on moving objects, going left and right. Up or down, not so much. I just couldn't figure out how to get the player to stay on the object. I was about to give up, but Metroid Dread came out, and I saw these elevator latches that Samus can grab and send her up, so I just copied that. The new stuff I worked on was conveyor belts. I'm surprised that it took me this long to actually make conveyor belts. I mean, a 2D platformer without conveyor belts?
Yeah, come on,
there's
man.
Not a lot of those. I also made delayed bombs, and now turrets are destroyed if you hit the bullets back at them. The last thing I have to show is part of a demo level. Most of it is just blocking out the design of the level. The main problem I'm having is the streaming in and out of parts of the level. To say I know what I'm doing is a big stretch. There's very, very little info on streaming in levels, so most of what I'm doing is from experimentation and just guesswork. These blue squares are where the level triggers are. They will load in part of the next level and unload the parts before. UE4 can have hitches every time a part of the level is streamed, so I'm guessing here, but if I make the level it loads small, the hitch will be less noticeable. And I'm putting these level triggers in spots where there are no platforms or enemies, in case there is a hitch. Hopefully next time I can show more than this. Thanks.
I love it. I'm eating up all of it.
That was really cool.
We've been seeing this ever since, baby steps. I love it, Bo. Thank you. That thing where You know, like, especially in open world games where it's like you get to a certain distance from something and then it keeps loading in like better and better textures as you get closer to it. An interesting thing in a remaster for you to revise and maybe add new textures or, you know, adjust where those limitations are. For the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition trilogy, they did not do that.
Yep.
I'm driving so fast through Vice City and like the background's like, hold on, slow down. Just, this building's not ready. And like I'll get to like a neat view and the lighting's great and the weather's great and I'll just look at a building in the distance and it's just like the dumbest. Looks like Google Maps in VR where it's just like the house is, it's like Toontown. It's not quite there. But gosh darn it, the voice acting's good. Bo,
that was great, Bo.
That's really, and especially for us, it's who is it? Uzi Suicide in chat. Games are hard, dude.
Yeah, games are hard, dude.
Where you just think about, you bring up stuff that we don't forget has to happen.
Yep.
Robert Seven Lee. Hello, Jones and Brad. I hope you're both doing well today. I had a last-minute idea to showcase all the games I completed, which came out this year. It was a huge challenge squeezing all these into a 3-minute video. I was thinking about writing them all, but my writing skills are just as bad as my editing skill. But at least I can add a sweet tune to the video. It's like adding magical salt to almost anything edible. All games shown have been fully completed, including beating all optional bosses and obtaining all achievements where applicable. Hope you both enjoy your time away in the holidays. Robert Lee.
All right.
Yay, wrap that Europe, Rob. Wrap it up.
Tails.
So pretty.
Flashy game.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, good time.
Stadia, shout out.
Stadia, yeah. Put Stadia in our review?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Forget the Luna.
Go boys.
So the heavy hitters.
Switch only, sad face. That frame rate looks better than I was expecting. Oh.
That.
Yep. Kill. Nice.
Hwah! From Nick Gothic. Hello, Brandon. Hello, Brad. It's good to be home. I can draw once again, and I made another one of my usual vloggies. I'm sad Brad gets to see me in this state, and when I recover, I swear this manual is going to be my white whale. Manual meaning the skateboard. Manual.
Oh, okay.
Didn't work out.
Oh, okay.
Trying that manual. Didn't work out
That's what the thing was about.
Nick was in the hospital for a little bit. Also, I'd like to use this opportunity to dispel the rumor that I am not the shout-out tier Nick.
Okay.
Both N-I-K.
Set it straight.
Yeah. And that I am, in fact, a different Nick. It just so happens that Nick is a common name. It's a cool name. In this generation I was born in, Nicola was in fact the most common name given to newborns in my country.
Oh.
In tribute to one famous scientist, Elon Musk eviscerated the family name of, and there are at least 3 other significant Nicolas in my life I hang out with. It is as annoying as you might guess. Take it away, Nick.
Rod installed with screws and I have my arm in a sling. Hello?
There we go.
You might remember from the last time. I was doing a manual and I was slipping backwards and I was thinking, oh, I'll be able to catch myself from this height. But then the pressure and the weight of my body broke my left fingers. Now I rod installed with screws and I have my arm in a sling. I'm alright since it's good to be home, but it's so bloody hard to do anything now. Cooking and cleaning takes so much time now, as does changing clothes and going shopping. Mostly though I just miss going out and being with girls and dating. This is the biggest danger of living alone, since an injury like this can just make me feel really powerless. And being alone here with a broken arm is just miserable. On the bright side, I've been inviting friends over on an ambitious project to watch all the Matrix films again. The company of my friends means too much for me, since I cannot go anywhere. Oh, also, after the buzz in Hungary, I've been nicked by 2 demo groups. One is Aberration Creations and the other is Atlantis, based in Switzerland. At Function 2021, they made the amazing C64 demo first as part of their 30th anniversary, when they also printed several cans of property at the party to promote it. One of their graphicians taught me how to make Commodore 64 pixel art, and I came up with this. Now it's been pixelized! Cool. You can boot this from a diskette. I put this entry on the Deadline demo party in Germany and it has been officially released on the Atlantis group, which I'm really grateful for. I'm part of the crew now, and it says so on the propaganda disc mag. Yes, the demo scene does in fact still publish disc mags that you need to run on an emulator. It's some real hacker secret code stuff and that's so gear. In spite of its sometimes daunting appearance, the demo scene is a wonderfully creative community that believes in open source projects and the free flow of information. Every single demo or artwork being made at a party is freely downloadable, and every bit of data is a common good, which I'd expect you to figure goes diametrically against NFTs. I'm not even going to call them NFTs, I'm just going to call them NFTs. And it's like, why do people think artificial scarcity is a good idea? Who's that going to benefit? I'm not even certain these people know what computers are used for. Against all the wishes to promote originality and stuff, all I see are these daft copies of lions and monkeys, which are now forever ruined for me. Not exactly a bag full of monkeys, it's a growing jungle in here. It's a load of rubbish that goes against every principle of why engineers made computers in the first place. But then I copy games, memes and porn and floppy diskettes in the A's for this pile of wank. It's so insulting. I know one friend, especially who's been really slumped by NFTs, like I'm talking real deep depression, to say,
I know that the predatory nature of capitalism has affected artistic expression for as long as it's been around, and that despite all of the damage done to it, art has and always will manage to be one of the most beautiful things to come out of our strange, miraculous existence. And NFTs won't change any of that, but God, do they make it hard to remember. It's the closest any of this shit has gotten to making me just feel like it's hopeless.
She's wonderful and she does game reviews for cute and queer indie stuff. You can check them out on Bunny Reviews. And so, in true demo scene and free software tradition, the good lads over at Razer 1911 took it to themselves to publish an 18TB torrent of nothing but NFT assets and subsequently tanked the price of Ethereum as a result, if only a dent. I told you people don't tend the internet. It's working just the way it was intended. Anyway, thanks for listening to another one of my sub-stories. Love and respect. Remember, copying is an act of love.
Thank you for the update on the story. So I think I might have the correct video file, but I want to be absolutely sure. And I got to move the camera too. Some special requests.
Oh, okay.
From Turbo Chicken Man to wrap up the Easy Allies Community Showcase for the month of December. Here we go.
Wrap up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
We got it downloaded. It's over here.
Wrap it up.
I want you to do that. And then, okay, and then I gotta, wait.
Bet?
Yeah, change some stuff, yeah.
Okay.
We need, that's right. Camera all the way to the top. I gotta move the camera.
Whoop. Okay.
Top of everything else. Change the design. The things I do for patrons, man. I mean, this is just special request.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in something.
Yeah.
I hope it's Beavis and Butthead.
That's all, yeah. Okay. Get my headphones on so I can hear it.
Make the cam a bit smaller.
Make the cam a bit... Yes, I will. We'll adjust it on the fly.
Spoot.
Gulp. There we go. Oh, sorry. I should probably say something before I do this. Here are my top 50 favorite video games of all time.
50, wow.
Release dates spanning 25 years from 1994 to 2018. Any game clips that have licensed music are under 4 seconds each, and YouTube's cleared them. This took 6 weeks to make, so I sure hope you don't mind the extra minute 16. P.S. Please show the video in full screen with your camera positioned top left, which I have all adjusted on the fly, and this will be our last video. So the extra minute 6, I will allow.
Jones, your favorite.
Yeah. Here you go, Brad, your favorite.
Ooh, right.
Yeah, baby! Fun stage. Shit. Yeah, the red.
Man, that titty
jolly
frame rate,
jolly
dude.
horses.
That one.
Yeah, cool.
Dude, Tino Lavo, wow.
Vehicle kit. Yeah, baby. Ring out. Oh, ring out.
Planet Coaster.
Hell yeah, baby. Yeah, just play it.
Okay.
Really good game.
Oh my
no
god.
goal, the Rocket League shot.
Dude, Calvin Wars. So fun.
There we go. It's like the the ally.
Nice.
Double kill. Whoa.
Oh, I remember this game. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Of course. That's the only
I love
track.
the attract screen too.
Yeah.
There you go. Take it in. Very replayable. Dead Rising 1. Just, yeah. Oh, nice.
Oh, so good.
These are hard lists to put together.
Dude, I loved Rayman 2. There it is. Yeah.
Location confirmed. We're gonna live on the 64 for a while.
Halo 1.
Sure. Good level, too. Funny to have that bridge. There we go. Alright. It's the top 5 after. Okay.
Oh, 2.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh. A very interesting call. Cool. Over-uppering the base.
And number 1. Worms?
Nice.
Wow.
The reveal. So good.
That's a good reveal.
Hadouken! Ow!
Worms is fun. Oh yeah!
Tearing up the garage. Tearing up the garage. Oh, that's so
good.
amazing. Nice. Excellent. Okay, did I get it? Did I get it right? All the credits were good? I think that was the thing at the end. I want to make sure all the credits were okay. So now I got to resize.
Get those credits.
Actually, I don't. I just got to go back here.
Comments.
That resizing because...
We're done. We're done.
That was the Easy Allies Community Showcase. I got to check it with RF Switch, though, because RF Switch always lets me know if I've missed anything. But maybe I've not. Shout out to KB Holmes and Alex AI, Alex_AI, which both said placeholder with a capital P. And then that was it. By the time I came here to do the showcase, it still said placeholder. So, again, that is our $10 tier, patreon.com/EasyAllies. I will go to the showcase tier. I'll do something very special right now, which is making it public for everybody to enjoy. Right now, it's behind that $10 tier, in case people needed to add stuff or change their posts in any way.
Sage mode? Did you miss Sage mode?
Did I miss Sage mode? I think I talked about Sage mode, but
I thought you said something about Sage mode on here,
but I didn't actually go through it. LOL. Yeah, it's just a comment. That's so funny. Not just a comment. The comments are wonderful, but I think I started Sage mode queue.
I think you read this.
No, yeah, you read Guardians.
This.
Yeah, that we were talking about.
Yeah,
Guardians,
you read that.
The Goaties and did you like their Goatie conversations and deliberate and stuff and yeah. It's okay, cool. But again, I'm gonna make it
public.
I'm making it right now. I hit the edit button. Edit. And then I'll make this submission public for everybody. Go to patreon.com/EasyAllies. On the top, you will see a bunch of different tabs that are all of our various categories of our content that either you can only get on Patreon or Patreon's the fun place to get it.
Yep.
And one of those will be Community Showcase. And if you click on that, you'll see Community Showcase December 2021, which is this, and then all the ones that we've done in the past. If you go even back further, it changes the name to Community Comments. But you can see if you're like, man, that Mr. Cone Man shreds. Go see all the other stuff that he's done. If you're like, wow, that Kevin Gillet can take any Nintendo theme and do whatever he wants to with it. Go back and list all the other stuff that they've done. Other stuff that Chim Nguyen has drawn. Other stuff that Michelle Jackson has developed. All of that is super fun. And all of that comes from our incredible... Would you believe these people give us money? Would you believe that they are the ones that are supporting us? We are, of course, supported by Patreon, but we love those Twitch subs. Thanks to all our mods and everybody that subbed and resubbed. Thanks to everybody that watches our stuff on YouTube. The showcase will be up on YouTube later, so you can go check out the archive and the Cacodemon thumbnail that I will definitely give to Blood today after I get the audio version up for Cup of Jones. RF Switch, Materia Addict, Tirjuinki, a.k.a. Chim Nguyen. All these people resubbing, thank you. 16 months, 29 months, 66 months. All of you are absolutely wonderful, and again, if you want to be a part of the Community Showcase, the post will go up around the last week, sometime between Christmas and New Year's. There'll be a post up on the Patreon saying, come one, come all, January 2022 Community Showcase. Submit your photographs and your art and all of that stuff. And I believe Michael Damiani will be on hand.
Ooh.
And I believe it's a little late because Damiani's taking that week off, and so I think it's the 10th. We will return. No, the 11th, before group stream at noon, the Community Showcase on Tuesday, January 11th, 2022. Michael Damiani will be with me on the showcase, which is rad because he could just run it if he wanted to. The rest of the stuff. When it's like you or Huber or Ben, I get nervous. I'm like, oh no, if something breaks,
it's fucking
no one in the room will know what's going on.
I don't use it.
But as you can tell, we have a really talented community. They're so generous, being at the $10 or above tier, but very generous, sharing their art with us. And a huge thanks to Brad Ellis. Bam!
Bam!
Chilling and enjoying all these things. People in the comments were like, boy, all of this art really panders to Brad. It always panders to the other person that's on the couch. Or in some way, if we're talking about Steven Sondheim, it panders to Jones.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful month. Happy holidays. Have a lovely December. Tier Maker Q&A, other Patreon goals and stuff coming up this month from us. But I got 11 more days, and then I'm on vacation.
Ooh.
Then I'm going to get on a plane, get the heck out of here. I don't know why I'm wearing headphones anymore.
Yeah. Just take them off.
Let's wrap it up, folks. Love you all. Thanks for being patrons. Thanks for watching. See you later.